30 seconds. The show will start in 15 seconds, and this is your last audible warning.
Previously on the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
I think when I got in a little bit of trouble and I went away to rehab for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. You're doing some rock star type stuff, right?
A little bit of a rock star type thing.
You like that, don't you? Rock. I was just doing rock star stuff, bitch, because I'm a rock star.
It sounds better than narcotics, for sure.
It sounds better than narcotics and cocaine, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
Broadcast rights for the Bubba the Love Sponge show have been granted to this station by the Bubba Radio Network and is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this production without the express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
Monday, March 18th, 2024, the Bubba the Love Sponge show. The entire crew, everybody, including Seth, here today. You guys are automatically going to think I'm automatically in a bad mood, Bubba being a dick, which I'm not. I'm just a perfectionist. And did anybody hear the cough it was a brilliant previously on Lummy, kind of a best of element.
Oh, yeah.
And by the way, we need to make those, that needs to be the daily clip. Like we need to make each, audibly, we make it a best of. We also need to visually make it a best of, too. Do you agree?
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, if it's going to be the clip of the day, it needs to be, we can audibly distribute it amongst the various basically, the only place we're really playing it audibly is on our network, right?
I send it to JVC every night also, and they play it as a commercial during the day.
So there's two different places that they use that clip, that best of clip, right?
Correct.
Well, think of all the other places. We have more places visually than we do audibly. We only live in two audible worlds, Bubba Army HQ and the terrestrial affiliates, I think. Right? Am I right or wrong?
Yeah,
I think so. Everybody else can chime in as well. Dr. Dan's here.
Good morning.
Hi. So we need to make, since that clip audibly is important, it's equally as important visually, and I think we could get a ton of mileage out of it.
It's already done.
Let me see. God, that processing is the best. It's got godlike processing.
Yes.
I'm on the macho chair.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, will you do me a favor, bud? When you, because you're the only one that does it, because you toggle back and forth. I think Mach is never on your mic. I don't think.
No.
Right. But sometimes you'll be on his.
Yep.
So the first time that you do, will you tell me, Rat Macho? Because there's two different, like the way he talks, which is like kind of a protein tongue type mumbling kind of deal.
Heavy tongue mumble.
Meanwhile, you got a big, you really project and punch well. You're like.
Yeah, he's got the CBS Evening News kind of voice.
But yeah, you really punch in good. You got a nice, you work the mic correctly. You really do. And you got a really full, rich sound. So when you're on the Mach mic, if you just give me a heads up, you're on the Mach mic. If not, it's like it blows my eardrums out.
I got you.
All right.
Sorry.
So making that a visual clip is not a big deal?
No, it's already done. We've already got it.
It's part of the shorts.
Yeah, we've got like 8 to 10 shorts that are ready to go. It took all weekend.
Oh, okay. What I'm saying, but we're just starting this process. We've never done it prior, correct? This is what we're going to start doing.
Right. But we've already got a clip ready for that purpose.
Oh, god dang. Look at you guys. You took my idea and shoved it right up my ass. I mean, and this gets back to what we were talking about on Friday. Appreciate you. For real. Here I am trying to start some shiz because I want something done, and you guys are done got a gun. So thank you for Rhett, thank you for the correction.
No problem.
Appreciate it.
I already thought you kind of jumped on Rhett this morning.
What do you mean?
With the Bart video. He did such a good job with it, and then he asked you if you watched it, and then you're like, yeah, but I would have edited out this.
No,
and then
I just asked him.
A lot of people were marking out to it.
No. No, you know what, you little son of a bitch? You little crap stirrer?
Yes. I was right in the middle of you guys, so I felt...
Listen to me. Listen to me. One, I love Rhett to death. Two, I didn't say in the way you said it. I asked it in question form. I said, do you think we should have cut out? And he said, no, that was funny as hell. And I said, okay. Did I double down and say, I don't care if you think it's funny. I don't. Cut it out. Did I say that?
No, but I don't think there was enough praise heaped on him before you went to what he could have edited out.
No, out of the whole thing, I think it's implied that it's 48 minutes long, 52 minutes long.
I think it's 52, 54?
Yeah, 47.
47. Yeah,
wow.
There you go. I was right. I watched it. So out of the 47 minutes, Seth, if all I had one little question about was a 34-second piece of that 47 minutes, and I asked it to him in question form, and when he corrected me and gave me his opinion, I was cool with it.
Yeah.
How can that be jumping on a guy? You pussy. Jesus, if that's jumping on a guy, we might as well just all quit.
Okay.
I mean, there comes a point where I got to be a leader around here and ask questions and have community. Do you not remember our meeting on Friday when I said I don't want anybody to be afraid of me? I want to ask questions. We want to get them handled.
I don't think anybody stopped being afraid of you after you said that.
I know, but for you to jump in and say that I was unnecessarily hard. Well, let me ask Rhett. Rhett, did you take it as me being disrespectful or being hard on you?
No. I will say we did a lot of work over the weekend, and I was upset when the first thing you told me when I came in was, I think you guys really missed the boat doing this stuff, and I think we really messed up not doing this. When I don't think that's the case.
Then here's the deal. I don't understand the process. I think it's easier than it really is, and so you need to
Correct.
But hold on.
Correct.
So hold on. Have you told me that?
Yes.
All right. Well, listen, I don't want to start this up. I don't want to start this show with this big adversarial way we're going already, okay? If I ask for something and you're working as hard as you can and I don't understand the process, rather than to be mad at me, rather than for one of your little pussy-ass coworkers to say I'm hard on you, then
this is why the hood hates you, Bubba, because of how you're taking me down now with you.
See, now here's the deal. Now you're lying on that because deep down you know the hood loves me.
I do. The hood loves the show.
So you're way out of line for even lying about that because the hood. When I ran for sheriff, I got 92% of the African American vote. The hood loves me.
They're still talking about that to this day.
So anyway, Rhett, if that I could tell that made you in a pissy mood, and rather than being in a pissy mood, I would prefer that you say to me, I don't necessarily know if you know, Bubba, how long those things take, and we worked our ass off all weekend long.
And we got the liners in.
Yeah, I mean, there were 3 days last week. I was here till 4, 5, 6 p.m. Trying to get that video done. And again, we're all good. It did irk me a little bit when you
don't get pissy on me.
I'm not. I just said we're all good. It irked me a little bit when you told me that I wasn't doing enough because I don't like hearing that. No, because I know that I do.
I didn't say you weren't doing enough. I asked in question form, do you think we missed the ball on not having the shorts out over the Matt Riddle deal over the weekend? You then obviously feel the way you do, and I am I misunderstand or don't understand how long of a process this is. And that's what you need to tell me. Rather than to be all pissy and be mad at me, just tell me I don't understand the process. That's it. Listen, we're all just digging. And that when we get that content, we finally get it, which I think you'll have it here in the next day or so, is that it'll dig, it'll eat, it'll be great. We'll put it up on X, we'll put it up on, we'll get so much mileage out of it. And some of them there's some great softball type questions. And Matt Riddle's at the forefront of, a lot of things right now. So again, don't be pissy. Just educate me because I don't obviously know. So I don't want anybody mad at me.
But on the liners,
I don't want anybody mad at me.
But you can be mad at us.
I don't want anybody. I don't want anybody
forgiven, Bubba.
I don't want anybody mad at me for trying to grind and push us each into working hard, into making the brand bigger and better. We're right there on that bubble, and we all got to work hard. And
well, no one should be afraid of constructive criticism.
Well, nobody. I hope not. But it seems as though people do get mad at me for constructive criticism. And I think I opened up the meeting on Friday by saying I love everybody here. Like nobody's going nowhere. This is. I don't want people to not get along. I want us to be one big happy family. I don't want anybody to have any problems with any because I haven't had that dynamic. I'm just going to be honest with you. I haven't had that healthy dynamic in a while. For, I don't know, let me see. Let's date back to probably a lot of people. I'm trying to think, Lummy, of the last lineup where I think everybody got along. And it might have been me, Shannon Burke, Tara, and who was the other? Was it Manson?
Yeah, Manson.
Yeah, then you can't put that in there then.
Wait a second. I thought everyone was getting along swimmingly all winter.
There's always, then maybe perhaps that's when, all of us like each other. But there's always been, or there always is, somebody who doesn't really secretly like the other one. They, quite frankly, hate them. And, I feel it. I can feel it. And I know the inner workings and the little cliques and things that go on here. And all it does is make it harder for me. Like, Dan, if you had a bunch, like, consider my co-hosts your nurses. Mm-hmm. And if a couple of them like each other and a couple of them don't like each other, it's bad for Diaco Plastic Surgery Institute USA, is it not?
Yes, it is.
So I just want us all to get along. And if there's somebody that's not liked, and I get like, let me see, 3 of you that come up to me and tell me you don't like this person.
You're still going to ignore him and do whatever you want to do.
No, I should probably I should probably listen to him. But I'm only guilty of caring and Rhett, I'm also guilty of not knowing how long these things take. I'm of mine that you just whip them right on out because you whip everything else right on out. So I'm sorry for the misunderstanding on my end on realizing, how much effort this takes to make what we're potentially making. So I apologize.
It's okay.
Thanks. No problem. How's everybody else doing besides me walking, getting right out of the box, being in the bag?
I love that Bart video, man. I texted right in the middle of the night when I watched it and told him how great it was. So
it was like 3 in the morning.
I love it.
I saw a text come off at 2:56 a.m.
I'm up at all times.
Yeah.
You are aware. Like it's pretty predictable when I'm going to be blowing off texts, but like you're all over the road. You'll be like 9:30 on a Sunday or like 2:30 a.m. on a Tuesday night. Like it's just you're all over the road.
Yeah, I was up at 2:30 in the morning. I was like getting back to people on Instagram and all the other stuff. And yeah, I saw the video in the middle of the night, and I wanted to just let Rhett know. I figured his phone wasn't on, but I just wanted to let him know, how great it was and how unique I thought it was.
I think this weekend we had a really good amount of video on our various video places. We had some new stuff that we're all kind of working on X together, putting stuff up on there. Instagram had some new stuff up. Facebook, I put some stuff up on Facebook. Lummy, of course, the new Barp video debuted on YouTube. And so I thought this was a good week. I put a little Hogan short up on X. I retweeted a Paul Harvey gimmick. Did you guys see that on my Facebook? It was
like a long thing about the kids today or something. Yeah.
Like a cowboy? A guy in a cowboy hat?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see it?
Yeah, I didn't know what was going on there.
Did people you think people didn't like it?
No, I don't know. I'm sure people loved it on Facebook. I just didn't know much about the cowboy hat guy.
It kind of talks about just how soft we are now, how things have changed.
Yeah,
now.
One of those posts that does really well on Facebook.
like the pussification of America
with
stuff.
The boomers.
It may not have been doing as well on like Twitter and everything else, but Facebook it could do numbers.
Yeah, you're right. Thanks.
Such a
But
Back around.
now I feel like I'm not even going to read it now. Like, I'm not even going to, like, now I just feel like I've totally got old guyed out. Like, you know.
It's all right, though. That's what Facebook's all about.
If a friend offers you dope or a joint, I hope you realize he or she is not your friend.
Oh, no.
I didn't.
That's what he
Oh, no.
I see that.
No, see, but that
Bubba,
was.
did you proofread this?
Yeah, and that was the one thing I had a problem with. and I was thinking, and I actually thought of this when I read this, and I did have a problem with it because I'm thinking they demonize dope so bad. They demonized marijuana so bad. And in some states like Indiana and some really backward ass white triz states, like pot is like marijuana down here. I mean, it's
when they say dope, do they mean marijuana?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's used as heroin.
No.
Back
Then dope was weed. Yeah, that's it.
Smoke some dope.
But I mean, like look at this state. Like, okay, you know, you can consume it legally with it's a medical situation where we have these dispensaries. You can go get them, but you can also still go down to the corner and get it from Guido too, you know. And like cops are just got a whole different attitude about weed. Even if they would pull you over and you maybe didn't have your medical marijuana card, they may dump you out and have you dump it out. But they're just like nobody's really going to jail for weed around here unless you got like a semi trailer full of it, you know.
The intent is all bagged up.
I mean, like, you know, you got 500-600 pounds on your boat because you met, you know, you met the cartel out in the middle of Gulf of Mexico, and you're going to come and get that 600 sold here in this area. Yeah, you're probably going to go to prison for that. But if you got like, you know, 3 joints on you, I mean, I doubt that they even write you up around here.
I'm not sure. I can't attest to any of that.
But like in Indiana, man, if they pulled you over and they had like just a roach. Just like a
gone. You're going to jail.
You're going to jail. Yeah. You're going to jail for something less than like, you know, a 1/16 of an inch long. That just that very last little bit. You're going to jail in Indiana. And it's amazing how we've demonized some things that really are not that big. I mean, what is it? Oregon or Washington, one of those 2 states, they've already legalized mushrooms and LSD and things.
Was that Oregon?
I forget.
I think Oregon did.
Oregon for sure. I talked to my cousin yesterday. He lives in
Washington
Portland.
Did too.
Yeah, you can get mushrooms in.
So I mean, like there are states now that are saying marijuana. What? That's like what tobacco. And now we're going to, you know, we're not stopping at marijuana. We're going to mushrooms, and we're going to go to, you know, LSD and acid. That's legal too.
I think, Bubba, the real fine question is it bad for the people or is it bad for society? And I think when you look at alcohol in society actually functions pretty well with alcohol. People still are productive. And I mean, they got you know, the canals up in the Northeast between the Great Lakes and the Atlantic Ocean were made by the Irish, and they paid them with whiskey. They worked their asses off. But imagine if we had a bunch of millennials and we paid them with marijuana. They'd get nothing done. And so sometimes I think societal productivity decreases if everyone's smoking pot, where that may not happen as much if everyone's drinking.
Well, I wasn't comparing liquor versus weed. I'm comparing, you know, just weed in general, and the fact that I don't really think it's that big a deal. And I think federally they should open up the weed deal, federally.
I think all the differences between the states makes it confusing for Americans right now, too. It's legal some places and so illegal other places. It's very confusing, and I think there should be more standardization of the legality.
I mean, like, what if beer? What if alcohol was state by state specific?
It is. Well, it was for years. For like 21, 18, 19, the drinking age?
And I also think that each municipality has different laws of drinking.
Yeah, some places you can't buy liquor on Sunday. Yeah.
Right. When I lived in Indiana, man, you couldn't buy liquor until Sunday at noon. So
Tampa used to be like that. Florida used to be like that. You couldn't buy liquor on Sunday until a certain hour.
Yeah, exactly. So like if you're going to go to...
Still can't.
Really?
Oh, yeah, really?
11 o'clock.
When?
11 o'clock. Sunday.
Let me have that tattooed on his forearm.
Let me know.
Summer 10.
So they went and their
He's
mentality.
an expert.
There's no way. Let me know's the ones that sell it before 11 a.m.
Oh, yeah, the ones at 10. Total Wine does. Yeah, there's a couple. Publix is 11.
There's some Haji Marts that know that you're not that you're certainly not an undercover cop.
Exactly.
And you're just trying to continue that Saturday night bender.
That's right.
And they're going to go ahead and sell you that big
they know me there.
that big 40-ounce deal.
Get some Gatorade.
Right?
Yep.
But so I read this thing. It's on Facebook. It's a Paul Harvey deal. And outside of the I don't know. Dan, I was actually thinking about your kids. You and Jay's kids, and how different life is, because those are the only teenagers that I know. Walker is not in play yet. He's not. Yeah, and neither is, I don't think little Sethy's in play yet with regards to
Yeah, she's not quite 13 yet.
Being a teenager, or I think she's the next generation down. And so, but it just shows you how maybe not tough and grizzled my generation, me and Dan's generation was, but more importantly, like how soft our current generation is. I mean, way soft.
I agree, Bubba. Like, did anyone in your class, anyone ever say they had, and I quote, the word anxiety?
No.
You ever hear that word in the 80s from a kid?
No.
Never. In the 90s? No.
No.
It's something that we just started hearing in the last 20, 25 years. And I'm dealing with my daughter right now. She's dealing with acute anxiety that she didn't have 6 months ago, and my wife and I are fighting over how to deal with it. I'm like, that didn't exist in my childhood because my parents didn't acknowledge it. It's like not acknowledging Freddy Krueger, and he doesn't exist.
Hold on, no. But you're exactly right. It's the kid is going to basically go by what the parents allow. So if the parents allow you to use anxiety as a cop-out,
and I'm not busting on you at all, Seth. This has nothing to do with you. I'm not messing with you at all. I'm talking about
Seth
my
anxiety.
daughter. I'm not trying to, but I'm not.
I thought you were talking about Sophia.
I am talking about Sophia. I'm not, but I know Seth has anxiety, and some people do have anxiety. And I'm not discounting that.
I'm trying to wade through that.
It got hot with the millennials. Sorry.
But what I'm saying is, I mean, I think that people's anxiety levels have a lot to do with your parenting, your parents saying, man up, deal with it, or coddling you a little bit and, validating your anxiety. Like if I would have told my dad I had anxiety, he would have said, what?
Right. It wasn't even a thing.
I got an anxiety. Dad, I'm having you told me to go out and push the lawnmower, but I'm having anxiety because the blades underneath it, what if they fell off and, went to my face and cut my face off? My dad would say, go start that lawnmower and start laying down some strips or I'm going to beat your ass and your anxiety.
I mean, I don't know if that's the best way to handle it either. I mean, there's probably a happy medium.
Then I figured it out. And I knew under the...
Yeah, you turned out perfect.
No, meaning I figured out that lawnmower wasn't going to hurt me, and I better get it started and start a pushing, or I'm going to get my ass whipped.
Right.
So I worked through my anxiety.
And I'm trying to be like that, but that's not really the right way either right now.
Who says?
I think in 2024 that your and my style is a little too stiff, and I think that the alternative is a little too soft. There should be someplace in between. I'm trying to find the balance.
Approaches. I don't think you have to be as stiff as your dad was. I don't think maybe that's the best way to handle a child, but maybe you don't have to coddle them as much as parents do now.
And I think identifying what's bothering you is more important than treating the actual feeling. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because sometimes when people have anxiety, they're getting touched by somebody like a neighbor. You know what I mean? Or something. No, seriously.
No, I agree with you.
It's a post-traumatic thing. Like something happened, and all of a sudden that triggered this new wave of anxiety. And I think getting to the bottom of it's super, super, super important. But question is like medication. At what point do you medicate a kid that's got anxiety versus trying to get to the bottom of it versus trying to have a kid that can function and doesn't lock up? It's really tough today.
I know.
I'm confused by what to do.
Not only is it tough to parent through it, but it's also probably tough to have it.
Yeah.
I think Seth has it, and it's probably tough to have it too.
But he's on top of it now, right? Seth, aren't you kind
I
of
think
like?
he's better. I think he's way
We're
better.
talking like he's not in the room.
Yeah, I think. I think so. I mean, it's tough to hear. It's tough to hear and see people, think that anxiety is, not a real thing. And
No, it's a real
and
thing.
That you're a pussy, if you just take a pill and all this stuff. But
I'm not saying that
No,
either.
I know, but
Oh, hold on! Don't get pills into it, man, because I will be the biggest pussy in the world.
No. I'm just saying, like, back when I first started doing my research on, why I had anxiety and where it came from, and I talked to my aunt because my mom never told me the truth, I found out that my Nana in the 1920s and the 1930s had to go to the hospital because they didn't know what was wrong with her because she wouldn't stop throwing up and they couldn't figure things out.
And that was anxiety, but just not called anxiety at the time.
Right. And then my mom, after she had me, she had all these things. She kept going to the hospital. She thought she was dying, thought she had all these things wrong with her. They couldn't find anything. And then they found out she had anxiety. And then I found out I had been throwing up all these years. And then I realized that it had been happening in my family. And now my daughter has horrible anxiety. So, I mean, I see it's such a strong gene in my family. I mean, I think that I'm probably, not set out to deal with how strong it is, but I've tried as much as I can, but it's just something that's always there. It's something that I have to fight with every day, whether I take my medicine or not.
No one has nervous breakdowns anymore. Back in the 70s,
mom had
women
one.
had nervous. So did mine, but I don't even know what that is anymore. So sometimes just naming it changes.
So yeah, you're right. I think back in the day it might have been a nervous breakdown. Now it's just more broadly brushed with anxiety
Or a panic attack.
or panic attack. Sure.
Right.
My mom actually had a full blown she was a school bus driver, and man, back then, man, kids were. They were a little more unruly on the school bus. Maybe kids. I don't know.
They seem pretty unruly now.
Yeah, I got to think that. I think being a driver of a school bus. I think school bus driving's always been kind of you're trying to wrestle wild cats. Like you're trying to herd
the wilde Chaya, as
yeah.
my bubby would say.
So my mom, there was this part of Warsaw called Riverwood Ranch, and it was a camp for juvenile delinquent guys between the ages of 13 and 17.
Oh, yeah, no one got molested there.
So if you were a juvenile delinquent and you had done something that wasn't, that was, and this was kind of like they weren't in prison, but they could only go to school and come right. They couldn't even be in school activities, and they were like in their dorm room. They had to go out and farm after school. Like it was kind of like, it was like a work camp for kids, bad kids. What happens to be that my mom, that was part of the Riverwood Ranch, the boys' Riverwood Ranch school bus stop was one of my mom's stops. So she had always to deal with these Riverwood Ranch kids. And so there'd be guys like me and Larry Plummer and the good kids were riding a bus, but then the Riverwood Ranch kids when we'd be like, 13, 14, 12, and these Riverwood Ranch guys we'd pick them up, and they were outside smoking cigarettes before to get picked up on the bus. So you know how outlaw that was as a kid, right? Like when you were 12 and you saw like 14 and 15-year-olds smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, like standing like 20 feet from the bus stop, just waiting for the bus to roll up.
Isn't that pretty common though?
Well, I mean, no, but they were
70s
like not.
and 80s.
Yeah.
But it instantaneously put you kind of in the fringe bad boy club, and then each one of these kids had done something. You didn't go to the Riverwood Ranch because you were, student of the year.
Student of the month.
You went there because maybe you robbed a convenience store in South.
Or you didn't have a dad.
or you didn't have whatever. So my mom had to deal with those guys, and they were always giving her a hard time. Always like
They tried everybody.
They did. They tried everybody, and then
At least you could yell at them back then.
True.
Yeah. Well, my mom.
Nowadays they just get you fired.
Let me just tell you how small town Warsaw, Indiana was.
Tell
My
us.
mom one time is driving to the middle school. Her route was her early in the morning. You picked up the high school and the middle schoolers, and then you dropped them off, and then you went and picked up the grade schoolers. That's kind of how it went. So she's driving through town. She's got a full bus. Like she's made all of her stops. Now she just needs to drop half the kids off you stop first at the middle school, then you stop second at the high school.
They shared the bus?
Yeah.
The middle and the high schoolers?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It was a big school.
When there was like all kinds of buses too.
Yeah, they still do that in public schools. If you go to like a transfer depot,
Yeah.
you're going to be riding with a bunch of kids.
Right. Different ages. And so one Riverwood Ranch guy, there was, Warsaw was like population 5,500 at the time, like 6,000 people. like teeny tiny. And the cops, you know, man, when you were growing up in Warsaw, Indiana, you were afraid of the cops. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you respected them. You were afraid of them. You were polite to them. If they would pull you over, or they'd come up to the ball fields where you're playing around, you'd be like, yes, sir, no, sir. You know, like, you just were not disrespectful to the cops, period. And they could all and back in Warsaw, Indiana, you could also cop different too. Like, you could literally pull a guy out of his car, beat him with a nightclub, you know, and they'd be like, "Ah, you know, you hear about Billy yesterday? What?" And he talked back to Doug Brumfield. Brumfield whipped him up, beat the hell out of him. Didn't take him to jail or not, but he certainly taught him a lesson. You see, I mean, they'd beat the crap. They would literally they'd take their mag lights and they just beat the crap out of you. So this Riverwood Ranch kid, when my mom was driving to the high school park, he flipped off, just gave the middle finger to a police officer who just happened to be at the intersection, right?
Which is constitutionally legal.
Which is 100% constitutionally legal. Like, is one, you know, not somewhat crass and not.
No, it's disrespectful. It's horrible, but it's legal.
Right,
but it's not illegal.
But not illegal. Not illegal in any state and anywhere in America. Nowhere. So my mom's driving, all of a sudden, woo, woo. So my mom gets pulled over, and it's Doug Brumfield, and he was the baddest. Doug Brumfield, rest in peace, as far as Warsaw cops. He'll go down in infamy as being the baddest. Like he didn't care. You had no civil rights. He did not care. He was king. So he walked up and said, "Jane, the kid in the very back there, that's he used to talk with his teeth gritted. He goes, that guy in the back, that son of a
That's sixth grader.
So the Doug Brumfield's at the very front of the bus, just inside the doorway, and he goes, that Riverwood Ranch son of a bitch in the back flipped me off. I need to have a word with him, Jane." So my mom goes, okay, Doug. So he goes back there. Now this cop, he's got his billy club, he's got his gun, he's got his handcuffs. He big old boy, and he walks to the very back of the bus, and he takes his nightstick out. Imagine this: takes his nightstick out and puts it right to the guy's side of his neck.
Ooh!
And he goes, if you ever do that again, I will beat your ass and put you in jail. Are we clear? He was like, yeah, I'm good. But I mean, like, that's what they would do.
Is this an example of a good cop to you?
No, but that
was a cop.
That was I mean,
back in the 80s.
Yeah, I mean,
back in the good old days.
I'm just saying, yeah, back in the good old days. Maybe we need to start doing. Maybe we need to start doing a little bit more of that. Hell, I got like 4 stories today alone of kids that are fighting in malls and just causing all kinds of problems. Kids now, it was very, 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 very unusual for kids to get into a really, really just smackdown drag. Like you may take a swing on. Back when we were growing up, Dan, you might take a swing on a guy and take him down to the ground, but you're not going to go
ground and pound.
Yeah, you're just gonna maybe hit him a few times, but that's it. Nowadays, man, we've been watching I guess all generations are watching UFC video games, and they got video games so they can beat the crap out of each other. So children or kids or teenagers fighting nowadays has really escalated the intensity than when we did it. When we did it, it was just a couple of years.
So?
We never got into these big.
How do you know? There wasn't the internet. Now we get to see all this stuff every single day.
You're calling kids pussies 5 minutes ago. Now they're like these rugged kids that are just fighting each other all the time.
They're pussies when it comes to working or doing something labor-wise, but they're a bunch of animals when it comes to fighting or being together or disagreeing.
Well,
they can't disagree the way we used to. Now they just got to fight and beat the crap out of each other. Because you know why? Because the cell phone that they can record, and they think everything can go viral now. Back then, man, we didn't have anything go viral.
But that's reporter bias. Just because you see it more doesn't necessarily mean it's more frequent.
I would still call them pussies because if you watch a lot of the fights, it's usually like 4-on-1.
They're a bunch of of pussies that like to fight.
Ganging up on people.
It's not 1-on-1. It's usually like 3-on-1 4-on-1.
You don't see a one guy on one guy just continually beating a guy and kicking him in the head when he's down. That doesn't usually happen. You just like Lemmy said, it's usually like 3-4 guys on one, which again is pussy.
We've turned our generations into a bunch of fighting pussies. I mean, nobody wants to work. Nobody wants to, after school go to a job like we used to. If you weren't playing sports, then after school you had a job.
Mm-hmm.
And you worked until about 7, or and when you were in high school, do you know I worked at the movie store, and we rented out VHSs.
Nice.
And I would actually
like a job or Blockbuster.
It was
Local?
It was
16,000 movies.
It was before Blockbuster. So this guy, would. And here's the thing: we would deliver them to your house. You could literally rent one movie. And it was like $2.99 a night or $3.99.
Rewind.
And Be Kind Rewind. We had one of those. And then I would actually have to take the movie store Isuzu pickup truck manual and drive it to this person's house and collect the money. For real.
Oh, wow.
But that was my first job. And when I wasn't wrestling, and when I wasn't, when in the springtime I didn't play sport. I didn't play baseball or track. So in the fall, I played football, and then in the winter I'd wrestled, and then in the spring I didn't have a job. So then my parents required me to have an after school job.
There you go.
And I don't know how many people of you guys did that or not, but I think that like Dan, could your kids fathom having to have an after school job? Be honest. Be honest. If you said, Sophie, listen, after school, you need to go work at, the Yogurtology or the Starbucks or, for 3 or 4 hours after school every day. Like, it's just a part of building your character.
Yes, I did that with her a couple times when she wanted something. I made her come to the office and work for a few hours a day for 2 or 3 days a week.
It's coming to your dad. It's coming to your dad.
Yeah,
but it's not the same.
When you're 14, 15, it's a good start. She just turned 16 this week.
I know. So, but there won't be that mandate. There's not going to be that rule. You're not going to make your kid do that.
How old do you have to be to work in the state of Florida?
I
think 15.
My dad said
some
if you're
places
not
are 14, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
My dad said you should work when you're not in school. When you're in school, I don't want you necessarily to work because it takes from your grades, and that's one of the reasons she's not doing the crew, because it was
my dad was like, I could care less whether you get a D, bitch, you're working.
That's right.
No.
Yeah,
I was raised the same way, Dan.
Yeah, I just don't want her to get any D. So let's move on. Keep at it.
If you want a deep dive into the Bubba the Love Sponge show from the past, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
We'll be back after these words.
Did she not have to do public speaking before? No?
She did this whole time. This entire time. Here's what happened. She had 4 years ago. She witnessed a seizure. A friend of Rumina's. So Rumina was going inside to get something, and Rumina's friend was in the car and had a seizure. And the kids were trapped in the car with her. Not trapped, but like this close to someone having a seizure, which is very uncomfortable if you've never seen one.
Wait, was Sophia's friend or Rumina's friend?
Rumina, an adult in the car.
Not driving.
Not driving in the passenger seat while Rumina went into the Chick-fil-A to pick up a shit.
Gotcha.
Has a seizure while Rumina's inside, and the kids are just stuck in the car with her for a couple minutes, and it's scary. They didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
They're not out of the car. There's traffic. They were young.
Yeah.
Sophia was maybe 12, and Danny was 8. Took her about 6 months to get past that, maybe a year to get past that, and then some kid had a panic attack while presenting after Sophia presented, and then at that moment forward, Sophia's anxiety just got triggered. It was like it brought back, it was like hitting a helicopter when you have PTSD. Back in NAM all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Fucked up. It's irritating though.
Yeah. I imagine Romina has more of a softer approach to this.
Yeah, I'm like, get the fuck, stop it. Hold yourself. Look at you. Fucking driving in 2 weeks. Adults don't do this. Snowflake, bitch. Good morning, Tyler Gru, Kenny Powers, James, Trick Me, Iggy. Good morning.
I'm gonna go to YouTube because they are nicer over
They're
there.
really nice, yes.
Yeah.
Camper Scott.
Who's the one we like?
Beach Bell Detective. CC Hall is really nice.
Yeah,
Is that what you're talking about?
yeah, CC Hall.
Kirk Niver.
What's up, Fat Pig? Gary Cantrell.
Yeah, Kenny Powers. Promo code Lummy. Doggeroo.
CC Hall. Good morning. God bless you. And Sweet positivity.
I know, isn't it? She's like,
It's very
she's like a
refreshing.
rose.
What's up, Gary?
in a sea of cacti.
One fruit.
Yeah, the oasis.
Fat pigs. What's up, Kirk Niver? Is that one of those names that I'm saying the N-word or something? Like Jay?
Good morning.
Mike Hawk?
Hey.
She was hilarious.
What's up, CC? Big Buck. Rudy from Florida, good morning. Spencer. Yeah, it's a love fest over on YouTube. It's better number where people take their gloves off.
Yeah.
Group of Lips, Jason Hebner. Berto Perez.
Thank you,
Lola,
Sweetie
Dan
Hole.
Orlando.
Oh, thank you.
Oscar Kelly Gas. Case for Guns, 2X.
Trick me. Good morning, darling. Did I make that hard just said?
There's Creatine Travis. What's up, Big Red? Good morning.
How
Everybody
was
sends Jason Hebner.
How was she a teen? Oh no, don't say that. Tim Whitaker. Oh dear.
You got this for a minute?
Yep, your thing.
Excuse me. Thank you. I like the flame.
Thank you. We're gonna get into our Bears talk, but I just want to let you know I hope it doesn't cause you anxiety because it's really fucked up.
What, the Bears talk?
Yeah, I just don't understand. I think, like, honest to God, I mean, like, are they just trying to fucking be as absolutely fucking stupid as you can? You're gonna get a 6 fucking rounder out of Justin fucking Fields? Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
I mean, and now you're. I mean, like, listen, I'm a football enthusiast, and I want the Bears to be competitive, and I want every team to be. Like, I just don't understand who the fuck's running the place. Like, it literally is like a bunch of fucking third graders who know nothing about NFL football. Like strategically, I don't even know what their fucking philosophy is.
They got played on this one.
Oh, they played themselves.
Yeah, they did it all wrong.
I mean, you got a 6th rounder that potentially could be a 4th for a guy that you fucking. Oh my God!
I don't know, man.
For a guy that's not even like has not choked,
What's up,
has
Yinzer?
not fucking. He's just played consistent football, but
you
you've
so much.
you've not given him any fucking tools. You've just thrown the guy to the
Yay.
wolves.
Thank you so much for all the content you've provided.
God.
I
Well, I'm gonna get
a
into
lot
it.
of ducking.
Give me like. You're gonna mention.
They might be the worst labor franchise right now.
Well, I mean, they made a great trade. They
Sure,
ended up getting the
the
first
one,
pick in the
just
draft
so
last
you
year.
can see it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But what did that net?
That, I mean, Caleb.
It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Missed part of the show? We got you covered at BubbaArmyHQ.com. Now back to Bubba Live Worldwide.
Did I get your liners?
Yes, sir.
You emailed them to me?
Yes,
I know
yesterday.
I know I got Anna's liners. And I got your liners. Did I get anybody else's?
Rhett believes sent him also.
Yeah,
Brett?
you should have got mine.
All right, email?
Yes, email.
I go check. Then, Seth, are you going to come up with your liners?
Yes.
What they have
Absolutely.
what was it, today at noon?
I'm going to send you the same ones I sent you last time you didn't use.
I thought it was 10. Okay.
I thought it was at 6 today. Is that what you thought it was?
I didn't say it. You did.
Yeah. So Seth, come on now. Come on, Seth.
Sorry, SpongeBob. I was paying too much attention to your social media this weekend, man.
Shut up. Let's get those liners in, will you please? Thank you. 9:15 today. We have Tyler Erb. Tyler Erb is one of the top 10 Lucas Oil / World of Outlaw late model driver. I've had him on before. I had him and Devin Moran in here.
Yeah, about a month ago.
And the world of dirt racing late model has just been turned up. That was the biggest, most controversial week in the history of the sport last week, with 3 guys getting tire doping suspensions from Volusia during the Winter Nationals, to Hudson O'Neal walking away from arguably the the best ride that's available in dirt late model racing, the Rocket House car, driving for Mark Richards, and the Rocket is like.
Is there anything that is comparable to maybe someone that doesn't watch dirt racing, like football or something?
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs.
Okay.
Patrick Mahomes would be Hudson O'Neal.
Okay.
This young champion who's already won a couple championships.
Oh, wow.
Very young. That's why Patrick Mahomes got all the money, is because his level of play was so good at such a young age. Most guys, most quarterbacks, and Rhett and Dan and Seth, whoever's I guess everybody except Anna, who knows anything about sports, chime in. And the fact that most quarterbacks don't get that big deal until they play out their rookie deal, and then if you're really a stud, that next deal, so that means you've been in the league 5 years, but you usually renegotiate your 5th-year contract into something more long-term and huge.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what and you're only 24, 25, so you have all that shelf life. So a team like Kansas City has no problem with, the Jets aren't signing Aaron Rodgers for 10 years. These guys like Patrick Mahomes are so young and are so good so quickly that's how they're able to get paid. Most quarterbacks have to kind of go through the league, establish themselves a little bit, maybe go through a couple contracts before you get that really big deal.
Well, even, the best quarterbacks go to the worst teams usually, especially when they get drafted high.
Right.
And so they suck because they're on a horrible team for a couple of years. And even good quarterbacks on good teams usually take a few years to really mature. For some reason, a 21-year-old usually sucks as quarterback in the NFL, whereas a 25-year-old just has that extra maturity, that extra experience, that extra situational awareness, and just plays better. I'd much rather have a 25-year-old quarterback than a 22-year-old quarterback as a general rule.
So that's how I'm describing the Hudson O'Neal breakup from Rocket, would be as if Patrick Mahomes left Kansas City. Rocket, the best franchise in dirt late models, being the Chiefs, and Patrick Mahomes being, Hudson O'Neal, having already won at 23, at age 23, when these guys, listen, Scott Bloomquist is almost 60. These guys you can drive a long time. And if you already won the Lucas Oil Championship at 23, you got a long career ahead of you. You are fixing to be one of the best dirt late model drivers in the history of the sport. And you walk away from the best team. There's a lot of people asking a lot of questions, and not a lot of people, I'm sure there's some insider information.
You've got it.
And we might get it, because Tyler Erb plays in this sandbox and is, out of all the drivers, the one that's the craziest.
Well, plus he's just an ass talker.
Well, yeah, but he's the craziest. Like, he's the absolute most unhinged of all of them. I mean, I can show you some. You could probably get me some video of a couple of Tyler Erb's greatest mad moments. Like, Dan, he's gotten so mad at guys on the track that he'll go after the race and find them and then spin them out and then run his car right over their hood.
That's awesome.
Just drive right over their motor.
That's exactly what I would do.
And then go fight in the pits and then go fight them all. Like my shirt, that's Tyler Erb, and that was like his free at last. and because he got suspended for fighting. but then Dan, when his first race back, his fire suit he had made into a jail outfit, a black and white jail outfit
with the stripes.
That was his fire outfit, and he won the next race coming back. So
that's awesome.
I got that guy coming on at 9:15 to try to wade through a little bit of this drama that's happening in the world of late model dirt racing. So not again, it's very much a niche. But I think we will be able to take that interview, really cut it up, and get some huge miles out of it. Because the Tyler Urban, Devin Moran video, both. I mean, it did
really well.
It did real well. So, and Red, if you remember, right on Friday, what did you tell me?
That we got to lean into this stuff some more.
You said, Bubba, you need to lean into your dirt connections a little bit more. Bam!
Well, look at the. I think you may have just
did what you told me to do, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you.
No problem.
Uncle Eric, $100 cash up.
Oh, that's big. Sorry for the interruption.
Sorry, Red.
It's all good.
Red.
And then we saw the Hudson O'Neal clip from went up Thursday or Friday is doing much better than the average clip that we put up.
Yeah, we're clipping it out, bitch. About to get ours. And we all know, but we cannot say a word. But we all know what I showed you guys earlier today. People stealing my stuff. We're not going to talk about what they're doing or where they can find it, but we saw somebody that's stealing our stuff.
Come on.
Yo, you weren't here, were you?
No,
yeah,
yeah,
that's right. But that's kind of cool. We need to start. I mean, hopefully we could talk to that person and say, hey, instead of stealing our stuff, won't you work with us, or we'll sue you. So Dan, we might have to get we may have to get you and Brian or somebody involved because somebody is blatantly ripping off my stuff and using it.
Are you talking about like
No, we're not going to talk about
product?
We're not. We're talking about my show, like interviews, like Hogan interviews.
Okay.
They're taking these Hogan interviews and doing stuff with them.
Yeah.
And that's my audio taken from my licensed show, and my likeness is federally trademarked.
So in addition, you can demonetize it too, right?
Well, I mean, I could, or I can.
That's part of the plan, yeah.
Yeah. But Dan, here's part of the plan. The guy is so good. I mean, it's so damn good that we'd rather work with him than shut him down because we don't have the ability and the manpower right now to do that. And I got to think, Rhett, that your 1 minute clips, if those are as time consuming as they are, I can only imagine how time consuming I got to think that is really, really entailed.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Like next level entailed.
Yeah, it takes a ridiculously long time. It's not an easy turnaround.
Right. Like we certainly don't have that manpower. But I'd have to hire two people probably to do that.
Tim Albrecht, super chat for more dirt racing news.
Thank you, Seth. What were you going to say? And I could already tell it was going to be a smart ass comment. What were you going to say?
No, I was going to say, are you more upset about them stealing your material or how you were portrayed in the stolen material?
You know what? You make both.
Okay.
Oh, really? It's not that you care about it being stolen. You just don't like the way it was.
Kind of wish Dan would have been here because we're going to have to give him. No, we're going to get you up to speed, and it's going to be tough to get you up to speed without.
I'll do it in a break.
No, I'll have to take you out. I'll take you.
What if you take him outside? You
can't play it, Seth. If you play it during the hot mic, people will see it.
They can see it up. Oh, okay. All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Up there. Okay. All right.
So go ahead, F-boy.
I'm just saying it's good work. People should see it.
No, they shouldn't.
No, they shouldn't. You're right. That's your material, copyrighted. Owned by Sponge Incorporated.
I mean, does everybody agree with me that I don't need to be promoting this person?
No.
I don't need to be. Seth just over there being a dick.
No, I'm not saying.
Did you take some dick pills today?
Yeah, but did the wrong thing.
Did you take some irritating Bubba pills today?
I'm sorry.
Jeez.
He's coming off a rough weekend.
Maybe
Justin
Mondays.
Fields
Maybe you're acting out so that because you don't want to necessarily be here on Mondays. You had that concern, and I was like, no, I want you here on Mondays because you give the show a different feel, but you're giving it a real dick feel today right now.
Okay.
I want a funny feel, not a dick feel.
I don't know. I'll change the feels up. God, I got my feels mixed up.
Change your dickness.
Yeah,
Change my feels up. All right, so I do have to do the Janie had a nervous breakdown closeout.
Oh, no.
So my mom, after getting pulled over by the...
Was this back in 1974?
This was back on 70... Yeah. probably 70.
I said that as a joke, and
no,
that's right.
But I was probably in 4th grade, so I think it might have been
50
74,
years ago.
75. My mom gets pulled over by the cops. Doug Brumfield walks at the back, puts his night baton to the bad kid's throat, walks back out. So then the bad kid comes up for the remaining, ride to school, comes up behind my mom and starts like yelling at her, saying, "You should never stop to pull over the bus. You dumb bitch. You should never done this."
Come
and that.
on,
No,
really?
yeah.
He doubles down?
Oh,
Called
yeah.
her a dumb bitch.
Yeah, you dumb bitch, and some of the, and he was like 15, kind of a big kid, you know.
Don't you have a CD?
Because you got to understand, usually kids at the highest age on a bus usually is 15 because the 16-year-olds have their driver's license.
Right. Well,
they try to stay off the bus if they have any type of affluence, mom and dad, or all they can buy them some kind of beater car. Our first cars aren't usually the nicest, but it's better than riding that 72 Chevy van that was so unsightly. That was my first vehicle. It was better than riding a bus.
Beats walking.
Exactly. So this guy's right behind my mom saying, "You dumb bitch. I can't believe you pulled over and you should have just kept going to school, so my mom was not scared, but was, she didn't need to hear that.
No one needs to hear that.
And a couple of his buddies that work at the Riverwood Ranch is like telling him, you better shut up, or we're going to tell, I guess, whoever the boss man at the Riverwood Ranch, I guess they used to beat him and everything. So my mom pulls up to the high school, and the kids still hollering at her. And my mom just has kind of a nervous breakdown. She starts shaking, and she feels lightheaded.
Like she was having anxiety or something.
Yeah. So she was like, not with it, and kind of sweating profusely. So one of the bus drivers, her friends, got her, took her to the school nurse, and they officially called it a nervous breakdown. So my mom then comes home. And my dad said, "Listen, I don't think you need to be driving a bus anymore. I think that these kids are a bunch of mother effers, especially the Riverwood Ranch kids. And if they're not going to give you a different route, and Riverwood Ranch kids are always going to be, let's just try to get you." So then my mom went to go work for a doctor. She was the secretary for a family doctor. Like she ran the office for Dr. Galbraith. And then from there, she worked.
Way fewer confrontations, right?
She was,
way better job.
She just would answer the phone, Dr. Galbraith's office. "Hey, my kid's got a runny nose and, diarrhea." And she would say, "Okay, well.
Bring her in.
Doctor, we call him Dr. G. Dr. G has a 415 opening today. Okay, we'll be in there." And then she went to work for the city, and she was the head of the sewage collection. Because they charge
It's a real mafia job.
Yeah, they charge you for sewage collection. So. That was my mom's nervous breakdown deal. But then, she only had one of them. They didn't hop her up on many pills, and they just told her to get over it.
My mom was hospitalized inpatient with one after the divorce with my dad for a few weeks. I remember having to live with my grandmother. Yeah.
So
apart.
Joe, being divorced from your father, tore your mom up caused her so much anxiety.
At some point during that, yes. And they called it the nervous breakdown.
Well, she's pretty Catholic, right? Staunch Catholic.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with that at the time. She wasn't very
Really?
Catholic then.
Oh,
no,
okay.
she became more Catholic later on.
Oh, interesting.
When I had First Communion.
So she probably became more Catholic after Joe left her, because she's like, you know what?
I need God to fill that void.
I need something to make me feel better.
I get
And
it.
the group of, the sense of having friends in an organized type way, and then a guide to what you call the Bible, a guide to, a manual, basically a manual.
I don't think God was as thick as Joe though, so it didn't work out as well.
So this is a UFC guy. I had this clip and I wanted to play it last week, but I didn't get to it. I wanted to get it today. This is a UFC guy. What's his name? His name is
Mark Coleman.
Mark Coleman. And he's now, is he a current U.S. champ or is he a former?
I thought he was a former.
He's an old guy.
Yeah, he's older.
Kind of
looks like looks like a in shape Kurt Angle, does he not?
He does.
So anyway, I don't know if it's his house. I think it was his
Mark Coleman. It was his parents' house.
Yeah, his parents' house caught on fire, and he was able to
rescue them.
Run in there and grab them, and both carry them both out of that burning house, or they would have died. And this is him at the hospital,
His dog didn't survive, though.
The dog didn't make it.
No.
And this is him kind of coming to and like realization of what really happened and how much he appreciates his family. And this is just very touching. Oh, where's that? Yeah, there you go. Seamless. Sorry.
I'm the happiest man in the world. I swear to God, I'm so lucky.
These are his two kids, of course, and he's just talking about how fortunate and lucky he is.
I can't believe my parents are alive. Yeah. I had to make the decision once because I got out of my room and went to the door, and it was already horrible. I couldn't breathe. I almost had to go outside. And I went back and got him. I can't believe it.
You can tell his hands are all burned up. Can you see?
I got him, but I couldn't find Hammer.
Is that his dog?
Oh, man.
Yeah, they couldn't get Hammer. But he got his mom and dad.
That's awesome.
What a badass son of a bitch.
I guess they put him in a medically induced coma for a couple of days.
Oh, damn.
Will they do that, Dan, for burns?
Yeah, because it hurts so much, and they're doing debridements and grafts and stuff like that. And I'd rather be in a coma for a couple of days.
Now,
Please,
Dan, how
put me out of my
is
misery.
being in a coma, a medically induced coma, is that that's not as sketchy as being in you're gotten hurt, or not, I should say, emergency based coma.
Well,
I mean,
a trauma coma. So from a head injury. That's completely different.
Not a you got
hit in the head and you're in a coma.
Because a lot of people will get hurt so badly that their body slips into a coma. Correct.
Correct. So, if you're on a ventilator, you want to be in a medically induced coma because you don't want to fight the ventilator. And so if you're like coming off of a burn with an inhalation injury, which happens when you go back into a burning house like this guy did, they probably had him on a vent for a day or two, and they probably put him in a medically induced coma to get him through those first 2 days where the burns hurt the worst and you have to be on the ventilator.
But what I'm saying,
the other thing is, like, I took care of this lady once that came in, and she got hit on the side. She was walking on the side of the road and got hit by a car, and she was in a traumatic coma for 5 weeks. 5 weeks. She didn't open her eyes. Not on medication. She just never opened her eyes. And on the 5th week, she opened her eyes and said her name. She came in as a Jane Doe. We had no idea who she even was. And she opened her eyes, said her name, and, we got her mom there like the next morning and figured out everything what had happened to her. And she went from literally like unconscious in a coma to almost normal in 4 or 5 days.
And is it just your body eventually is internally healing itself? So it not is a coma the body's natural reaction to shut down, like to completely reboot your whole system? Is that what a coma? Not a medically induced one, but just a trauma induced one.
Well, yes, and so being knocked out sometimes functional. Like if you get hit in the head hard, you get knocked out. The thought is that this person that's trying to attack me is going to think I'm dead and leave me alone. Sometimes that's a functional thing. Just like, some goats faint just so that people leave them alone, and possums play dead so other animals leave them alone. It's probably functional to some extent. But when you get hit really hard and you're knocked out for weeks, I mean, that's just taking that long for the inflammation in your brain to subside and it sort of to have a chance to reboot. It's going through almost like it's got a virus, like a computer virus, where it's just like going through the same, buffering. And they'll do that sometimes.
That's
for
when your body's in a
weeks.
coma, it's buffering. Love me 100 from Buck.
Thank you.
PayPal and Cash App. Still don't got our Venmo back at the Bubba Army. So Dan, can you ever get a coma? Is a body induced coma only? You can only get it through head trauma. Like if you got your arm cut off, and a real bad, you're not gonna go into a coma over that, are you?
No, but in the old days when they were cutting your arm off in the battlefield because it got shot and it was shredded, you would pass out from the pain. But that's more of like a vasovagal sort of, unconsciousness. It's not really a coma.
Can your body pass you out if it's gone through so much pain and trauma that your body just puts you down?
Yes, indeed. And it's functional. It's to save you from experiencing that trauma.
So when
bodies are pretty incredible.
Is there anything with a coma, not a medically induced one, but just a naturally occurring one? Is that to preserve the more imperative parts of the brain, like the hypothalamus and stuff like that, that's necessary for survival, like the things that are keeping your heart breathing?
Because
and
if those areas were injured, you just die. It's just whatever's injured is healing, and the rest of the body is just trying to take over. But I don't think it's to protect a different part of the brain. It's because that part that's still working just wasn't damaged.
So, but when you get into what I was asking is the fact that when you get into a medically induced coma, do they have like an anesthesiologist there that's keeping you under, or do they give you just one big shot and it lasts for 12 hours? Are they constantly monitoring your vitals?
It's two things. They give you something like a really hardcore Valium. It's usually like Ativan or Versed, and then sometimes they'll give you a muscle paralytic too, so that you actually can't move. You know what I mean? They'll put you on a
So it's not.
They use ketamine. I thought they use ketamine sometimes.
Very rarely.
But they probably are
stuff.
always checking. They have to be checking your vitals. So
yeah, you're hooked up. No, you're hooked up. If you're on a ventilator, you've got monitors hooked up, monitoring respiration, monitoring your heart rate, blood pressure. You're hooked up to a bunch of things.
So
once
what
you're on a
if a medically induced coma starts going south, where they've put you, they've given you too much or whatever? Do they start laying the coals back to you to get you not less dead?
When you're in a medically induced coma, you're almost always on a ventilator. So the ventilator is keeping you alive. Even if you have too much medicine, the ventilator will keep you alive. Does that answer that question?
Yeah, so the ventilator can always keep you alive.
Yeah, the ventilator is it's constantly breathing. Now, you could set up the ventilator wrong and not get enough volume or oxygen, but then other numbers will start going down. And when you're in an ICU, there's a very, very, very smart nurse usually taking care of you. They're not the jobber nurses. The nurses in the ICU are super smart, and they're really, really, really on top of things. The doctors that run the ICU now, they have what's called intensivists, and these guys just hang out in the ICU all day. So the level of monitoring and safety in an ICU is much, much, much higher than you would think, because you're constantly being looked at by 2 or 3 people at the same time with a bunch of electrical monitors alarming if something goes wrong.
So if a person was like Mark Chapman, the former UFC guy, was put into a medically induced coma for the first 2 days of his burning, he's being admitted to the hospital because he suffered huge burns and saving his mom and dad from their burning home, and he's just hugely burnt on there's first, second, and third degree burns, correct?
Yes.
Right, and so I'm assuming
first degree is sunburn.
All right, so third degree burns
down to the fat
and
full thickness.
And the procedure that they do, or the medical treatment that they do, is so barbaric and hurts so bad that they put you in a coma while they do it. So they do all the work, right? Like now what's the protocol with regards to fixing a third degree burn, and how barbaric and why we would have to be in a coma? What's the actual procedure?
Well, the problem with third degree burns is the dead skin rots and becomes infected, and you also lose the barrier that keeps moisture inside and bad things outside.
So do you have to cut the bad out?
You take a knife, almost like a barber's knife. The barber's knife for shaving.
Yeah, the kind of place that Seth goes to, the real old school barbers, where they can sharpen it with a leather strap.
Right, that kind of knife. It looks just like that, and it's on a handle that looks just like that, and you literally shave a couple millimeters at a time until you get to good tissue, and usually you end up getting down to the fat or sometimes the muscle, and you're looking for blood. You just keep shaving a layer of skin off until you get to blood, which means that it's still alive. And then when you get to that, you take what's called a dermatome on hopefully like the back of the thigh or the back of the back,
right.
The back where there's thick skin,
thigh, where potentially, hopefully, he didn't get burned.
Right. Hopefully, there's some donor sites, and then you run the dermatome over that, and you get like a 3-inch wide strip of skin, and then you'll run it through what's called essentially puts holes like a screen in it. It's a mesher, and it allows you to expand.
So you cut off a hunk of good meat, you run it through the mesher, and then you try to puzzle it back into the really, really, really damaged area.
The measure.
Just call it the screener.
The screener turns it from a solid into a screen, which allows it to stretch, and so you can take a piece of skin that's 3 inches wide and you put it through the mesher, and then suddenly it's 5 inches wide.
Right.
but it's got
kind of
those.
like the way Steven likes his chicken breast, beat down.
Yeah, beat down.
Right.
Beat down.
Chicken cutlets.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, don't serve Steve Diaco a thick chicken cutlet.
No.
Dude, he'll get that razor knife out. All of Steven's chicken has to be pounded hard.
Pound that meat.
Yeah. So that's what you do. You pound the good meat, and then you put that good meat into where the burned area is, correct?
Right, and then you like staple it in or sew it in, or depends on how you do it.
Now, do you have rejection sometimes?
Well, it gets the rejection is not because it's like the person is rejecting their own skin, because usually, ideally it's the person's own skin. But sometimes it doesn't stick if it's infected still, and so you really got to get past that infection. If there's any infection
you got to cut that infection out.
Yes, which is again why if you wait too long,
can you imagine
it's
if
infected.
If a guy was only under a local and he's watching you do all this? You have to first, you have to cut out all. You have to barber razor knife. Almost his entire quad that's burnt. Then you flip him over and get some ass, get a piece of ass or a piece of back that didn't get burnt. Then run that through the squeeze squoze, chicken cutlet beatdown machine that makes it thinner and more manageable. Then you flip the guy back around and try to, sew that or staple that new piece of meat from his back or leg or butt and into that problem area, hoping that it takes and no infection set in.
Yeah, the worst thing in the world is when you spend hours and use up good donor sites to skin graft somebody, and the skin grafts all fall off because they get infected.
Do they pay? Like, I got a lot of meat on my back. I can really save a lot of burn guys if it pays a lot of money.
But then that's cadaveric skin, and so it's not as real. It doesn't work as well. They might as well just use pig skin.
Sorry for
what does cadaveric mean?
Could they use pig skin?
They do use pig skin, but it gets spit off after about a week or so. But a lot of times they'll use pig skin until some of the burns start healing. As a starter skin? Yes, until they'll take a 40% and shrink it down to a 20%, and then they'll skin graft.
So they'll go in there and say, "Sir, I'm sorry, but for the first 2 months, you're going to have the skin of a pig on your forearm there, and then your body's going to grow its new skin back, and then do they have to cut the pig skin out, or does the pig skin
peel it off, dude? It's like peeling off that clear layer on top of your video screen. It's satisfying.
Oh, that protective layer that's on your remote that you pull off.
It's satisfying.
It sticks about that well. I know. I'm sorry.
All right, I'm going to go to words. Let me, when I come back, I think I got 5 instances just from this past weekend of fights or like the community not listening to the deputy. When the deputy has you pulled over and tells you not to drive away, and you drive away, and then you get shot, after
you've been tased.
Yeah, after you've been tased. We can't even wrap our heads around this world. Our parents taught us so much better. This is such a lack of parenting, or just the drudge of society that thinks that I'm better than this cop. I don't have to listen to him. I don't have to stop. I can just drive away.
Well, in his defense, he was probably on meth, so.
Yeah, yeah.
But is Seth right, though? Is it really just because we're seeing it more? And this has been happening this whole time?
I don't know.
Certainly reporter bias.
I don't know. Can you?
What's the thing called where everybody thinks their day was the pinnacle of life?
It's such a narcissistic trait of humans. We thought the Earth was the center of the universe, and we thought the sun was the center of the universe, and we thought our universe was the center of the universe, and we're wrong. We're just a fringe zit on the ass of the universe,
of the world, of not even the world, because the world would be Earth.
Right.
Like we're just a blackhead in
we're a louse.
And how could that not give you anxiety throughout your day?
Yeah, that we're living on just like a speck. We're living on a speck.
Yeah.
And where's this speck headed? And for real. And can you do so much damage? Can your society on that speck in the Milky Way just become so bad that it just destroys itself?
Looks like we're heading that way.
And we turn into a dark speck, a lifeless speck.
Oh man, Bubba, lifeless speck.
No,
it happened on Mars.
We do so. Do you think that there was life on Mars?
Hell yeah,
for real.
Oh, there's definitely life on Mars.
They found bacteria.
Yeah. Beyond that, I think it was more than
So,
than
what are we,
that.
15, 20 years from being Mars?
Probably
we're probably more like 40.
I'm good. I'll be gone. I'll be gone. I got a few of these stories we'll get to next.
It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Want to listen to the show on demand and on the go? Enlist today at BubbaArmyHQ.com and sign up and start listening. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
ethers. When you're in medically induced coma long term, they just have you on the paralytic and the sedation with the benzodiazepine and like it's usually a narcotic, but they don't have like the anesthesia agent.
What is the anesthetic?
It's called desferrine. It's what you do that really keeps you sick when you start stimulating people with incisions and cautery and stuff like that.
Okay, I see.
So they will sometimes give a little nitrous while you're in a medically induced coma just to keep you down. Just a little touch of it. Yeah, it's a cocktail.
Yeah.
It's a cocktail. But usually, when you're a long-term ventilator, it's just a benzodiazepine and a narcotic. Every now and then they'll give you a paralytic.
And if it's medically induced, as soon as they remove the medicine, you
The wean, yes. And so when they think you don't need the vent anymore, you start turning down the medication. You start waking up, breathing on your own, and then they'll wean the vent off. They'll let
is
you
that why
start
I was
breathing.
talking so weird because you had the ventilator?
Probably his voice was chewed up from the
It sounded like there's a fluid in there.
Yeah, well, no, he probably has edema in his lung from the ventilation. He probably still has fluid in his lungs. A little pneumonia.
Did you see that video of that girl?
Disgusting. Transpermia. Yes, it is octopi. I like saying octopuses.
We should start banning spring breakers in Florida.
It's so much money.
I know.
It's so much money. They like them, but they hate them.
Yeah.
It's cool till they flash mob.
No, I just make you get the.
I mean, that one is a pretty mild.
Should be a lottery whether you can come down here.
Yeah, a year in advance you find out if you get to come down to Daytona and Clearwater.
After a heavily after a background check, credit report.
You got to submit $500 for your application fee.
Yeah.
But even with good people, they're on their worst behavior.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
These motherfuckers aren't even in college.
Yeah.
Yeah, the motherfuckers getting in trouble are not going to University of Wisconsin.
Yeah, probably.
Some of them are, but not a lot.
Yeah.
No, they're going to the
You're not seeing
they're
people
going
on
to
the
the University of fucking Pontiac, Michigan.
Right. They're going to junior college outside of Pontiac.
Worst behavior. That's a good song by Drake. No one hears us. Remember?
Black guy in Cali, good morning. This is Lazaire, short stroker, Pedro, Soap 71.
Promo code Lummy. Oh dear.
Night Rider. Damn boy.
Those cops were on it. I was like, they obviously knew that was gonna happen. They just fucking appeared.
Well, she walks out like Michael Jackson? Didn't she? They go in the blue? Didn't she walk
They're
out like
both
Michael
wearing
Jackson?
blue.
Oh, they go on the left in the blue.
The lighter skin
I
one?
don't know, the one that had the crowd following her like she was Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah. That was the darker one.
Huh? Yes, I did, Lummy.
You got a new car.
They ain't got a new car.
Just over the weekend, just got a new car.
What?
Yeah. Pretty nice.
What'd you get, Dan?
The Storado.
Storado?
I have a little video of it.
I don't even know what the fuck.
The Jaguar.
Is it a Jaguar?
Is it a...
No, I drove a Jag SUV in today because gonna rain.
car?
Oh, so they just gave you that one?
That's a
It's a
loaner.
Lamborghini?
Yeah.
Oh, you got the SUV one.
No.
What's going on?
I drove a Jag SUV today.
Yeah.
Just because I needed to use that car today. It's a family car.
Oh, okay.
That's not the new car.
I got you.
New car is a Lambo.
Oh.
New car's a what?
Storado. Oh, it's
Storado.
I think I've seen those. Storado. It's is it? You said it's an SUV.
Oh.
You got your Ferrari?
No. In fact, I sold one of my Ferraris, the Testarossa.
Oh.
You sold the old one?
Ah!
You sold
You
the
told me
classic?
to, Bubba.
You sold the classic?
Did you make money on it?
I will.
What does that mean?
Well, it's not done yet to sell, but
The Hurricane.
Oh, yeah. Pretty cut back to you.
I sent Lummy a video to send to you
You sent it to me live?
I'm doing
Does
it
it
right
have
now. It's
the-
two,
what are those
two
called?
videos.
The Lando doors?
Well, I mean, why is it summer out? The scissor doors? No. It's
Well, it hides it when we pee, so that's a little bit better.
Oh, damn.
I sent you the other one.
Did Dan actually do a big reveal? That's awesome.
I sent you a third video from Dr. Dad, too.
Let's get all this shit up. You heard it?
Yep.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Were you sleeping in and missed the first hour of the show? Don't worry. It's all at BubbaArmyHQ.com. Now back to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Tyler Erb will be at 9:15, and then the after show will be a podcast amongst all of us. And then I got a huge day of taping, Lummy.
Oh, yeah.
Which will probably be, I'll be in a real bad mood tomorrow. Okay. Let everybody know that. Sorry.
Eric, 18407, $50 on the Cash App.
Thank you.
For good content.
For good content,
Yes.
meaning that there's not been any made so far.
No, because this morning the show has been awesome.
Are you sure?
Yeah, he's been in chat.
Oh, okay. Because I could take that one or two ways. For good content, meaning here's $50. Hopefully you can pull the nose up because it sucks so far. Or $50 because genuinely we've been having decent content today. I don't know.
It was the latter.
I think it was the latter, yeah.
I hope so.
That 50 spends the same way, doesn't it, though, Bubba?
Yeah, either whether it's I hate you 50 or a your good job 50.
It works the same.
It's still 50, right?
Damn right.
Right.
Yeah.
By the way, Seth, I got to tell you, man, your haircut looks great.
Oh, thank you.
It was getting a little unruly there. That might have been one of the most you've let it go in a while.
Yeah, I was in a bad place, and then whenever you start to come out of that, you get a haircut, and then you feel better. So.
And then you went down there, and the boys put you over. You had to be feeling good after the haircut.
Oh man, I've been going there for like 12, 15 years. That was the best time I've ever had.
And I think
down
you're
there.
the only white guy that goes there.
I thought I was until I was there on Saturday. There was two more white people, unfortunately, that were in there.
Oh,
an older white man and then a lesbian woman.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Same, okay.
She had she was getting like a buzz cut,
How do the brothers handle the lesbian?
They had to scale down their anti-gay talk while she was there, but she really thought they were funny because they talk about P. Diddy. They were talking about football. I mean they cover it all down there.
You could literally, I don't know why they don't camera that place up and just literally have a reality show.
They should, and they should. A sitcom based on that would be really funny. I mean, you could always have cameos of new guests coming in with their haircut every week.
Well,
it could be another three important people.
LeBron James kind of did that, didn't he, on HBO?
He tried to. It just wasn't done well.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
I thought for Bubba, that's why I go there. I mean, it's entertaining. That's why I'm going to do a podcast with those guys. I mean, I wanted to, do like a documentary, but I have no idea how to even do that. But I just feel like, it's a barbershop like there's barbershops all over the country. But just from my view, my perspective, getting to experience it is, it's one of my favorite things to do in life.
Honest to God, and women kind of are like the old school barbershop mentality, the kind that Seth goes to. I think there's 4 or 5 African Americans that work there,
yeah,
right?
There are 4.
4 African Americans, and they are just regular dudes that have probably lived in Tampa or St. Pete most of their life,
whole life,
and they don't care. You can't cancel them. What they talk about there, they say it like it is.
Yep.
They don't give a. They do not care because they only have to report to nobody. As long as they're friendly, And if one of them started pissing one of them off, they'd probably say, "Hey, Jimmy, you got to get the hell out of here now."
Oh, they don't make each other mad at all. And one of them, the dude Rio, he said that he just got out of jail. He's one of the barbers down there. He was the one that was really, really talking about the show. He said Anna's cute. He said they listen to every. I wrote down the name of the what is it? The cell block that they listen to you on.
Really?
Bubba. Yeah. Hold on, let me get that for you. I wanted to give him a shout out because he said.
So I wonder how they.
6C1. Shout out to 6C1. Pinellas.
Cell block 6C1, baby.
6C1, buddy. What's up? And I wonder if Seth. I wonder if if they would allow this. If they would allow somebody like me to come in and cater a pizza party for 6C1.
How about Popeyes?
It's funny because guys
how about anything? How about just
the
giving?
problem is, everyone's going to want to fight them because they got special treatment.
No, but I'm saying it's like, could you get a hold of the sheriff and say, listen, my buddy just got out of 6C1, and supposedly they're big fans of the show. So could it be we cater them in 6C1, cater them in some, like a kick-ass, either pizza or Popeye or whatever.
I thought you might.
Would they allow you to do that?
I'm not sure. They do stuff in prison now. Like Jelly Roll just did a concert in there. I mean, they let people go into different prisons and jails now for some reason to give them entertainment. I feel like we should take the pizza party to the barber shop, Bubba. I feel like we should just go down to South St. Pete. You should hang out there, get a haircut, hang out with the guys, bring the cream machine, and have the time of our lives for one day.
Yeah, well, let's talk about that.
Okay.
We can do that.
Yeah,
I'll do that with you
I
guys.
mean, you'd have the whole hood there.
Dan, I don't know if.
Dude,
no, they love Dan.
I'm from St. Pete, man. I used to party in South St. Pete, man. I got no problem with that.
Quit trying to fight me.
They specifically mentioned they like Dr. Dan. Specifically. He's cool. He probably has a hood pass.
Dan, would you let him cut your hair?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I got a hood pass.
Oh my God, you're gonna get a fade.
I certainly have a hood pass.
It's my hood.
Right?
Well, they said you don't have a hood pass, but then everybody that commented on the videos that were put up on Instagram, they said that you do have a hood pass from back in the day. So I don't know.
Hold on, man. The only reason they said I didn't have a hood pass is because I get on you, and the one guy who just got out of prison didn't like how I guess I.
He said you squeezed my balls.
I squeeze your balls, which means
who was I for this?
But does that mean that I bust your balls too much? Is that what he means?
He thought so. Yeah.
Is that means?
Yeah, that was the guy with the grill.
And you know why he would love me? Because I'd say, well, what's that guy's name?
Rio.
Say, hey, Rio. You want me to squeeze his balls and he's on the show, or do you want him just to go, work at as a barista at Starbucks? I'm giving him an opportunity. I'm giving him an opportunity to be back on the radio doing what he loves, and sometimes that requires a little ball squeeze.
Yeah, no, I told him you're a good guy, Bubba. They didn't believe me, but I told them.
Hold on, they think I'm. Hold on, they think I'm a bad guy. From what? The Hogan tape?
No, just from listening to the show for the past 2 months.
The Hogan tape. These people have been to prison. I doubt they care about that.
I don't even know if they know about the Hogan tape.
I'm monitoring YouTube right now. Like, am I really perceived as a bad guy because I try to,
They're just Team Seth. That's all.
Be the leader here and keep things going, which requires me sometimes to get on people. Or am I just supposed to be a little bitch and sit here and let people run wild and say what they want? Every show needs a leader, and let's and also the person that runs the business, right? I mean, yeah, we don't work for a big corporation. We don't we don't work for one of the big radio corporations.
But maybe they see you as the cop that's in the jail, man, keeping him down.
Yeah, the man. You got to keeping the brother down.
I'll just be quiet, let you guys just run amok. Let's see how good that show is.
Bubba, you missed the part where they said they really liked the show. They like it, it's all
not
good.
critical, Bubba.
Is it okay if people like the show and not you? Is that a win?
I can't understand it. Here's why I can't understand it. Why you can like the show but not me, when if it wasn't for me, they wouldn't be able to like the person they like. Do you know what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying. But if, Seth is their guy on your show, and they like the show.
Hold on. I have no problem with them liking somebody more than me. Absolutely. That's a great dynamic of the show. In fact, Lummy probably is well more liked by more people than me, but there should be some appreciation.
Well, I hate listeners still listen
to the fact that Lummy wouldn't be your favorite guy if he wasn't on my show. Yeah, because I don't think Lummy's strong enough
No, you're God.
Or no, but I don't think. And let me just.
You need therapy.
Let me just say this right now, and everybody from the naysayers to if you agree with me.
Don't talk about my boy Rio though.
I'm not talking about Rio.
I liked his grill.
I want you to let me. Do we have the video? Will you send that to
I'll
me?
get it,
Okay. But here's what I want. Here's what I want everybody to understand is the fact that I have no problem with you having Dan as your favorite or Anna as your favorite. But I cannot comprehend how you could actually hate me and not like me and still have, Anna or Dan or Lummy or Seth or Rhett or Macho Man as your favorite, and I be like your least favorite when it's my platform and my show that's making the person that you like your favorite. And here's the other thing, and I know this might piss some people off.
I send it to you.
Thank you. Let me get it real fast, just because I'm not going to play it now. I'm going to play it after I get done doing my little monologue here. Yeah, we got all kinds of videos. Stan's kids getting private kicking lessons, and here we go. Perfect. Now. So here's
it's the same as people liking Stone Cold more than Vince McMahon for years and years on end.
Or another metaphor would be,
that was a pretty damn good one, Rhett, to be honest.
Yeah, Baywatch existed because of David Hasselhoff. I hated David Hasselhoff, and the only reason I watched Baywatch was for Pam Anderson.
Yeah, but they could have. Here's the
thing.
It
wouldn't exist without David Hasselhoff.
Here's the deal. With regards to the with regards to the people that I have in the studio right now. I don't think, and I don't want anybody mad at me, but I don't think any of you could break off, quit the show, and start your own platform and be able to make a living.
No,
I don't think you don't have a library. You don't have, I guess, facilities really don't matter because you could, Seth, realistically in a day you could set up a pretty nice looking little studio in your back room. Like I mean, so facilities don't. I'm not even going to make that in question. Although we do have facilities and infrastructure like we have
unprecedented
costs a lot of money. The only person that financially could even potentially try would be Dan, but Dan doesn't have the content or the range or the hosting ability listen, let's not forget what it takes to host compared to being a co-host. It's
much more
way
difficult.
different. It's way different. And so I don't think any of you guys if you got mad at me and stormed off the show, and let's just be intellectually honest. Didn't we have a person that was with me for 23 years storm off and try to do his own thing?
Yeah.
And has that worked?
No.
Okay, so I don't think anybody here could do that. So you're part of my show. I love you. It may be sometimes a controversial or abrasive love or confrontational. It may be
I like that, abrasive love.
It may be a confrontational love.
I'm gonna use that.
Love.
But I got
abrasive love.
I got love for all of you. I think Friday we had a great staff meeting, and I opened up by saying nobody's going nowhere. Nobody's on thin ice. Nobody's fired.
Yeah.
I don't like any. I do not like somebody. We need to become a family. And so I just can't understand how I can be hated. I can see where I could be like your.
Anybody can be hated.
You can't have one without the other. You can't like Lummy and hate me.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Well, love isn't the opposite of hate.
I just
it's
can't.
indifference. They still feel some type of way about you, so they're listening. They're tuning in to see what you have to say. I think that's great.
Here's Seth. Seth, this is where Seth gets his haircuts, and these are some super cool dudes. And I'd love to go down there lunch. Seth, I'd love to roll down there one day and cater in lunch for the boys.
Oh, dude,
I really would. They like pizza. They like, what do they like?
Whatever's free.
Yeah, free and a lot of it.
Damn right.
So we can get some take home.
That's right.
So I think Seth, me, you, whoever, could go down there and hang out with the boys.
Have we discussed Seth's origin story, how he got started with these guys cutting his hair?
Yeah, Seth, how did you get introduced?
I would love to hear that story.
First of all, what's this place called?
And how did that not give you anxiety?
Yeah.
Hold on, all right, there's a lot of questions going on here.
How the hell did you just walk in there in South St. Pete?
I think you're a fake
little white Jewish boy, translucent ass.
I think you're a fake. I think you're a fake anxiety boy because for you to roll up in here to this particular place and just overtake the whole place where they love you.
It took a while, man.
A translucent Jew.
That's a build.
I mean, yeah.
That's years. That's years. That takes years.
So what's this place called?
Latin Sons Family Hair Care, South St. Pete.
Is anyone Latin here?
No, their last name's Lattimore. Lattimore. So
I'm
it's
sorry.
Lat and Sons.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're
All
right.
right. So did they take it over? Like their
dad? Yeah, their dad. Family business. Dad owns it. So I think they might own it now, or their dad. I don't know, but yeah, family business.
Are they all brothers?
Two are brothers.
Brothers.
Rio is Rio's friend.
All right.
The other two guys, Craig and Lat, are brothers.
So two of the four guys are brothers.
Yes.
Not brother, but actual relation.
Yes.
They're all brothers.
They're the sons.
Right. They're all brothers.
Brothers.
But
hard R on two of them.
Two are Lattimores nonetheless. First one of the day.
Yes.
And so, how did you, Seth? How did you? By the way, is it me or is Seth's camera all out of focus?
It's been out of focus all day.
No, there it is. I just fixed it. I just refreshed it. So, Seth, how did you first find out about this place? And when you first walked in, did you walk in like, whoa, what have I got myself into here? Like, what's going on?
All right.
When?
So, 2008. 2008, there was, I think Obama was president or just got elected, and there was a guy in South St. Pete that was making the Obama cookie. So I read about it, and I don't know, so I just read about it in the newspaper, whatever. He was making some sort of Obama cookie. They were putting it in Walgreens and all this stuff. So I was like, what the hell is an Obama cookie? So I sent Danielle, my associate producer, down there to try to interview the guy about the Obama cookie. Well, he wasn't there. He wasn't at the cafeteria where he worked. So the barber shop next door ended up getting Danielle to come in there. She ended up interviewing all those guys, ended up getting great content from them. And then I went down there with her and got a haircut for the first time. So she kind of introduced me to them, but she went down there and ended up talking to them.
So she went down there
to try to get content.
to go to a store not there, which was by their store.
She went down there to go to Atwater's cafeteria. They were making this Obama cookie.
They weren't open, so these brothers catcall her, hey, and they have her come over to the barber shop. She establishes that they're pretty cool.
Yes.
And she sends you down there.
Well, I ended up going. Well, I mean, I'll have anxiety whether I'm going into Supercuts or anywhere because I'm worried about small talk and all this other stuff. So, so I walked in there and for the first time, Craig goes, "What are we gonna do here?" And because you got your little thin on top right there, so he was kind of the first one to let me know that I was going bald. So from there, I felt very comfortable.
See the one that sounds like Cat Williams?
Yes.
All right, here's Seth at the Lattimore barbershop Saturday. And boy, they did clean you up nice, cuz.
Thank you.
I mean, because it was getting to be very much Kramer unruly.
I know. Is that
all right? Here we go.
Rio, you were in prison, jail, and you listen to Bubba's show every day, right?
Every morning.
You woke up at 6 o'clock.
Every morning,
and
6 to 10.
And what do you want to say about the show?
The show was an awesome show. I just don't like the fact that you're always squeezing Seth's balls. Get the fuck off of Seth, bro. He's not a fuck boy.
That's right.
He has a ghetto pass.
Hold on, he's got a ghetto pass, and they don't like that I call you an F-boy.
No. Well, an F-boy, and that was very bad,
Yeah, I'd walk down there and say, first of all, maybe we have a misconception on what you guys considered an F-boy and what I considered an F-boy, because I say it out of love, that he's a little soft around, he's a little soft. He ain't quite as hardcore as all y'all and me. But he's a little soft. So that soft means F-boy. Maybe F-boy, from where they come from, is a really bad thing.
It is, yeah.
Okay.
You have a ghetto pass down here in the hood.
That's right.
That's awesome.
One thing I got to say, Bubba, is we just can't keep having you calling Seth the fuckboy.
Hey, Bubba the Love Sponge, we just can't have you keep calling Seth an F-boy. I love this dude.
He's the man.
I can't get down there fast enough.
That's my main guy right there.
Here we go. Hold on.
He has a hood pass and you don't.
Oh, hold on. See now, that's a little aggressive there.
And you don't.
Yeah, I am.
You have to earn yours.
Yeah.
He is great friends with Deion Sanders, though.
He doesn't have a hood pass.
Deion's got no hood pass?
Hell no.
Oh, no.
He's prime time. I just see him Deion in the hood.
Watching a tennis match.
Did he say you're not gonna ever see Deion down in the hood?
When's the last time you saw Deion down in the hood?
Oh, so man, when Deion gets this, he's gonna
not care at all.
No. He's gonna own these dudes, man. He's gonna own these dudes and talk about how much hood cred he really does have. Hold on.
Does he have it?
Deion ain't ate a pickle pig feet or a pickle sausage in years.
So that makes you a hood. I guess to get you a hood card.
Damn right.
Hood snacks.
If you eat you a pickle, something with a pickle chaser.
When's the last time
Pickle
you had some
feet.
pickled pig's feet, Seth?
Yeah. Bubba, you want some?
Honorary hood pass.
No, I don't want
You
any
hate
of
pickles.
that. I hate pickles, and I don't want to eat any pickled pig's feet. How about I cater in some Popeyes and we call it a day?
That's a
love it.
deal.
What?
Ordering Popeyes?
Yeah. Why can't?
No, I
That's
said
a
great.
deal.
Yeah.
That's a deal. Yeah, we said great.
By the way, I'm not trying to say Popeyes because they're African American guys. Popeyes happens to be one of my favorite joints. I love to take their chicken sandwich and take. By the way, let me
Pulled off the side of the highway to eat it.
one of my favorite foods in the entire. Like if I was being, being put to death, one of my last meals might include red beans and rice from Popeyes.
Yes,
I'm just telling you.
Right on top of their chicken sandwich.
Hello. Oh, I thought I had somebody on the phone. So Dan, this is your new car that you got over the weekend. When did you
Yes.
get this?
Saturday morning.
And is
Sarasota.
this what Ferrari of Sarasota?
Nope, it's a Lamborghini. Lamborghini of Sarasota.
So you're
Dan Lamborghini now.
Shut up.
only so much of this guy I can take. Wow, Jesus. Dan Bergini.
Is this the first Lambo in the Diaco family?
I feel like
Sorta.
Dan's trying to take over my, how everything's Bubba or Clint. So I feel like Dan's doing the same thing.
He's learned. He's
Dan
learned from
Halen,
you.
come on.
Maybe
that's
I
just
should get rid of
branding.
Dan, let him just continue.
Oh,
He needs to do his
stop.
own thing.
Oh, he's still going to be Dan Bergini.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, whether you get rid of him or not.
Maybe our phone lines aren't working. Hello? Hello, you there?
Yes.
Yes.
Is this the live radio talk show?
Yes, it is.
Hey, I love Bubba the Love Sponge, and you guys was just talking about the Obama cookie, right?
Right.
That's my brother-in-law.
Oh, so you
We found you.
Yeah. Now, how did you happen to be listening to us, sir?
Well, I'm riding on the interstate now. I'm a truck driver. And I'm from St. Petersburg, and I always listen to your show in the morning when I'm driving heading out of Florida. And I heard you talking about it. I said, oh, man, they're talking about my brother-in-law, Eric Atwater, the Atwater's Restaurant. One of the brothers is married to my sister, Teese, and he was the one who made that Obama cookie.
No,
South St. Pete.
Now, is Atwater still in business?
Yeah, kind of basically. The restaurant is still there, but the brother, he's doing barbecue like right around the corner, a piece of property they own there. And the guy that did the Obama cookie, he's kind of sick in the hospital right now. He's in a nursing home.
Oh, no.
So Atwater's Restaurant, are you saying has kind of turned into a curbside barbecue deal, or is Atwater's Restaurant still open?
The restaurant is still there, and one of the brothers is still doing barbecue and stuff, and he's planning on opening the restaurant back up.
Oh, okay. Well, when he's getting ready to open up the restaurant, get a hold of me, and we'll start, giving him some free advertising about, Atwater's is fixing to reopen.
Atwater's best barbecue and soul food.
They just got back off a trip from Africa, They've been home for like a couple of days. I'll tell them when I talk to them
And he probably learned some good barbecuing skills in Africa. I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? They probably got a couple different ways to tenderize the meat over there in Africa.
Anyway, I've been following Bubba the Love Sponge a long time, and man, a lot of us out here, we still really love Bubba the Love Sponge. Tell Bubba, nobody out here hate it, man. We still love him.
Well, this is Bubba you're speaking to, buddy.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, okay.
So, but here, one, thank you for that, and then two, when Atwater's, when you guys are getting ready to, because you got my phone number, or I can put you on hold or get yours or whatever. But when Atwater's, because I like to help my fellow in the African American community. When a guy's getting ready to reopen his restaurant, I want to help that guy out. Absolutely. You're not going to see any other media down there trying to help this guy out, and so. when Atwater's, when you guys are getting ready to do the reopening, or I could promote his little corner barbecue joint too. What corner does he work the barbecue gimmick on?
What I'm gonna do when I get up here to Chicago and get this load off the truck, and I get reloaded to make it back to Florida, I'm gonna talk with him and have him talk with you on the phone personally.
Okay, perfect. What current corner does he work the barbecue gimmick on?
We're right here on Martin Luther King, and it's
like 24th, 22nd.
It's around about 25th and 26th where he is.
So MLK and like 25th, 26th, he got a corner right there that he's working the barbecue gimmick.
He's right in between there, yes. And he has a sign out say Uncle Mike.
So it's Uncle Mike's Barbecue?
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm. That's affiliated with Atwater's Barbecue. He is in Atwater.
26th and MLK.
South. So that would be, and you can still get Obama cookies there?
See, what happened was the older brother passed away a few months ago, so Mike took it over.
Right.
Is he still making them?
They're not making it. They're still not. They know that the Obama cookies probably aren't nearly as cool as they used to be. I mean,
The address for Uncle Mike's Barbecue.
Well, Eric is in the nursing home right now. So only person who really knows how to do that is the brother.
Man,
Eric
you really want to get a cross section of humanity down there. Start making some Trump cookies, and
there you go.
Man, hey,
get some MAGA down up in the hood.
Hey, if I do that, you're going to get us ran out of the hood.
Yeah.
It looks like it's on MLK South 2401.
You're going to be having an out of business sale then.
You can make some Biden pudding.
All right, my man. Yeah.
All right, then.
Appreciate you, and I can't wait for you to get back so I can start helping these people out. Okay, buddy?
All right, Dan.
All right.
I'm still listening to your radio, so I love the show and everybody on there, too.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Seth, I mean, I think you've opened up a whole new, highway of listenership. This African American little niche that we have,
I think you've always had it, Bubba.
You want to go back down to that lot,
but they're drop. I mean, they have to, the African Americans that are finding the show, either whether it be in prison or whether it be, on the road to Chicago, they have to jump through a few hoops to find us, but they have stuck with us.
Apparently, what is it? Is it 98.3?
98 Macho Man's
98.3 is the South. Yeah,
98.3 in Hillsborough and Pinellas.
Okay, that 98.3 they said that's what they listened to.
Yeah, 98.3 in Pinellas is like a flamethrower over there.
Yeah. There was no issue about getting you at all.
Bubba, don't you remember what the cream machine went down to the lot down in South?
I used to go to I think it was 2nd Avenue South and 22nd Avenue South when I was on Bubba 98.7. And I called it Chunky Thursdays. And so, Seth, there's this convenience store. And now this is deep in the hood. Like, this is deep in the hood. Right. Okay. To the point where, and I would take every 2 Thursdays a month, I would take the cream machine down there, and I would get like 200 or 300 40s and Miller High Life. Jeez. And then I'd get like 10 or 15 free pizzas from Mike's Pizza. And there was this one lot that was just, and so it was all grown up. And one of my, like Aaron, like one of my average Joe, lawn dog guys said, hey, listen, I was like, I'm going to have a Bubba Chunky Thursday street party every Thursday from like 7 to 9. And it's free food, free music, free alcohol, like free everything. Well, a couple guys like, listen, man, that lot's way overgrown. So a couple of white dudes went down there and weed whacked it all up and mowed it. We got a hold of the owner, and the owner's like, yeah, I don't care as long as you pick up everything. And so it was a fenced in area. They had just one little, like, might have been a house there back in the day, but it was completely grown. So some of the Bubba Army went down there and we made it look beautiful. And then every other Thursday we would pull up with like 25 pizzas and all free beer, and that's when the cream machine could play like Snoop Dogg, Gin and Juice. We would get a complete soundtrack of like the old school Tupac and everything, and like I swear to God, there'd be like 300, 400, 500 African Americans. They would all bring their kids down there.
Yeah.
They all be drinking. They all be, and like they'd just completely wilding. And then we closed it at 9, and all the dudes would sit and help us. We had like these big trash bags, and everybody would just kind of like, as a community effort, just kind of clean it all up. We'd bag the trash bags up, and I'd leave, and the cops would come. After like the second week, remember, Lemmy?
Yes.
The cops came and they're like, "Listen, man, you're handing out free. You're handing." I'm like, "Listen, we're not causing no problems. I have permission from the people to be here. Nobody's fighting. There's no gun. There's nothing that stereotypically you would think that you're being a cop." So the captain came down, oversaw the whole situation, looked at me and said, "You know what? You'll never have us down." So they went, and the cops, and then all the black people saw me talking to the cops and had them cops go away. They're like, "Man, Bubba, man, we can't ever get them cops to leave us alone."
See?
So literally the cops would leave us alone. And we would, and let me, what did we do that for, like maybe 6-7 months?
Yeah. I think we got
Chunky
about 6
Thursdays.
months.
Called it Chunky Thursdays.
Let's do one down there in the barbershop parking lot.
Yeah,
that's what. Maybe
let's
that's
do
what.
a party. Let's do. Hold on. Remember. Hold on. Wait a minute. Remember. We have to be careful. That thing that I'm buying that everybody's flipped out about how cool it's going to be.
Take it there.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Juneteenth is coming up.
For Juneteenth, we take out.
Guys, I don't know what Juneteenth is. I don't know.
It's the newest federal holiday, bro.
African American holiday.
You probably know.
Oh, I don't know about Juneteenth.
Okay, well they do.
Okay. Does everybody celebrate it?
So
No one did until a couple years ago.
But listen, how much cooler and street cred do we get when we bring that particular thing? You guys all know. I don't think Dan knows. Dan doesn't know.
You asked what you wanted him to sponsor it. I thought.
Well, he is going to sponsor.
I thought you need 10K from him.
Yeah, just
sorry.
Jeez.
Sorry, I just
Surprise,
when I was loosening him up for the I was loosening him up for what you need.
Oh man, he's standing up.
You said it just don't. When I need 10K from him, it's not you that blurts it out.
All right, sorry. I'm sorry.
Anyways, let's check out your new car, Dan.
Yeah, let's see that Lamborghini.
All right, Dan. There might come an opportunity, Dan, that I offer. I offer Jay that I offer.
Everybody but me.
No. There might be an opportunity for Diaco Law to sponsor something we have here.
Okay.
See?
Yeah. Okay. There. Okay. And we want you to be the first one to get in on it.
No.
It's very exciting.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to
you
offer
double your money.
Baseball cards.
Sorry, Sponge, I got excited.
I got to take you out, Dan, after the show.
Okay.
I mean, after the next break.
Okay. Take you out to the woodshed?
And tell you what I need, 10,000 for.
Okay.
Jesus.
Let's put
but listen, it makes sense. A guy that was this past Saturday at the Lamborghini dealership, that should be the guy that shouldn't have a problem with stepping up and sponsoring our 10K little thing we got going on.
You probably want to ask him before you just,
And it's called the
stuff.
Diaco Law blankety blank blank.
Yeah, I love the sound. It just rolls right off the tongue.
Well, wait, when you
the Diaco Law blankety blank blank.
Hold on. Wait till you hear.
You'll like it, Dan.
Yeah, you're gonna love it.
Does it involve nipples?
This is Dr. Dan Diaco Esquire, and I am at the Lamborghini Sarasota dealership, and I am here to accept my brand new
Accept. Yeah.
Like they're giving it to him.
After I wrote him a $400,000 check.
which I ordered like 2 years ago, and I'm so excited to see. And we're about to do the
rich people problems.
Yeah, I've never done this, by the way.
So
that's why he said accept, because he was so pissed he had to wait 2 years.
Let's see it.
Wow. I like that black.
That's sexy.
Oh my God.
That's cool as hell.
This is the off-road one, right, Dr. Dan?
So are you going to put new tires on it?
No, it's got the all-terrain tires.
Dan.
Yes.
I've never known you to be an off-roader, buddy.
Oh, dude, I'm off-road, on-road, side road.
He's been off-road ever since he lifted the Porsche a couple months ago.
What's off-road consist of?
So where does that consist
Off
of?
the road.
I know,
Even I know that.
Are you going to take us to my track?
No,
or like,
the 0.2% left of undeveloped land in the city of Tampa.
Right.
So like medians.
Bubba, can he take it to the dirt track?
Of course he could.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Of course he could, but I mean, it might hurt. I got to think that
you get a slow-mo video of that thing ripping around the track. That'd be badass.
That would go viral.
Yeah, it would.
Are you passionate
That
about
would go
turning
viral.
left?
Now, Dan, do I drive it? If somebody that can drive, but no, hold on. With regards to
just flip the water truck. I don't know if he wants you to drive that.
Bubba laughing?
No, I got
not
you.
funny.
Not laughing
then.
at
Not
all.
funny at all.
No, very funny.
He saw God that day.
I was laughing on the inside.
No, very. I mean, like. Got me.
That is horrible. We need a new one.
That was no. It's so horrible
You've
that it's
got
good,
mail.
bitch. Somebody gets a good one in on, and that's
You've
an
got mail.
acknowledgement. It's quick.
I want to see that thing go around to Bubba's dirt track.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Dan. When you take it to my dirt track, let you rip some. Then can I get in it and rip some laps too? Like, would you allow that?
As long as you break it, you fix it.
All right.
Take some of the 10 grand sponsorship you gave me, give it back to you. Dan, how much? Dan, I did about 7,000. Oh, here, you're gonna have 7 grand right here.
Apparently, though, if you do like ding it up a little bit, the pieces that you would normally like destroy, like those things on the side, are not very expensive to replace. They're made to be messed up a little.
Dan, do you really need this, buddy? I mean, you got a Ferrari, you got
I'm
an
getting rid of all
Esca.
that stuff.
What do you mean you're getting rid of all that stuff?
Well, I'm getting rid of the Testarossa. I may even get rid of the SF90.
Are you a Lamborghini man now?
And now you're just
I
going
don't
to be
know
Lambo?
about Lamborghini man. I'm
No,
Dan Borghini, but
now,
it's not.
now, hold on. If you got rid of the Ferrari and you said you're selling the Testarossa, would this be your only exotic car?
It would be my It's. I really liked driving it. I really like it.
Do you miss the Pista?
No.
So, Dan, you wouldn't take this to work or anything?
Yeah, I'll take it to work.
Okay.
Wasn't it like 3 years ago you talked so much crap about Lamborghini guy?
Is it fast?
It's very fast.
I mean, is it as fast as what Jay's going to drive in today?
I don't know what Jay's going to drive in today, and it's not quite as fast as the SF90 because it doesn't have 1,000 horsepower, but it's really fast. Tell you what.
Is that you pulling out?
Yeah, it sings. Lamborghinis make the best sounds.
Does that mean it's loud?
Yeah, it sings, it spits, it burps,
Like
it's
those
awesome.
Dodges.
When did you become a Lamborghini
Chargers.
guy?
Yeah, I can't wait to bring this on my track during fan appreciation race night.
Why does having one car make me a guy?
Hold on, you hated on it 3 years ago. You said that only douchebags drive Lamborghinis.
I never said only
6 months later,
douchebags.
he bought one.
Yeah.
I didn't say only
No,
douchebags.
I think you did.
I'd like to see that tape because I didn't think I said douchebags drive Lamborghinis.
Then what'd you say?
I just wasn't a Lamborghini guy, and so
Now you are?
I thought this was a very special car. It's the last normally
to the point where
non-hybrid
hold on, to the
V10.
point where you're going to sell your SF90?
Well, I've had that thing for almost 3 years now, and it's getting
God
to the
forbid.
point where it's gonna start losing value if I put too many more miles on it.
Can you imagine my anxiety if we used how long you've had a car? I mean, Seth. I'm sorry. Anna's had Gus for what? 12 years? 10 years? 5 years? How long have you had Gus?
5.
Yeah.
My beater Porsche is 20 years old. That doesn't give me anxiety.
You haven't had it that long though.
I've had it for 8 years.
No, Dan. Well, of course we're buffering here. I had it all queued up, ready to go.
Oh man, this is a great video.
And now we're buffering.
Is that Chromatica?
Yeah.
Yes.
This kid kicked it like 50 yards.
It's tan as hell. Jesus
All right.
Christ.
Now, Dan, tell me what we're looking at here, Dan.
So what we're looking at here is Super Bowl winning place kicker for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Martin Gramatica, and his 16-year-old son working together to give my son some private place kicking lessons.
I heard he's a hell of a realtor too.
He's also doing those well scans.
Thanks, Rhett.
Yeah, he actually has Martin and the Gramatica family have actually branched off nicely.
Yes.
And turned into quite successful businessmen.
Is he
really are.
Is Martin still doing his radio show?
Yep.
2, 3, together. 1, 2. There you go. Look at that.
Here we go.
Good. Okay.
Might need some more power.
Damn, that's.
He got better as the day went on. That was just one of the first ones, but that was just Martin. I just wanted a little moment of it, just to give you guys a little taste of it.
No, honestly, that kick right there was better than the 2 attempts I had at the Super Bowl experience a couple years ago.
Yeah, yours was pretty pathetic.
Mine didn't even leave the ground.
Jesus.
Man, this is the worst I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my God.
He steps right where he's supposed to step, and he makes the contact.
Yeah, I think it's more of like a placement thing than
He was trying to get him like
on that.
spacing and stuff like that. I mean, later as the day went on, he was kicking really hard, strong balls, and suddenly it was over before I got tape of the.
Did you get any kicks of his son nailing 50-yarders?
No.
Is that the son
but
that's
his
going
son,
to USF, right?
No, that kid's in high school. He's 16.
Oh, he's got one at USF.
Yeah, I think
Nico.
if you-
Kicking.
Yeah.
And so he said it's interestingly in 2024 he has 5 of his soccer players kicking in college football. They're not getting soccer scholarships because they're not giving a lot of soccer scholarships to American high school seniors. And instead, his soccer proteges are becoming more successful trying to become place kickers on football teams. He's
Dan,
got 5 guys in college kicking right now.
If I may offer just a little bit of constructive criticism.
Sure.
That, when you have a personal lesson from a Super Bowl great such as Martin Gramatica taking time to show your son how to kick, that you don't get the first kick of the day that just flobs off and goes 2 yards, that you get that ladder kick that was really, really, really pretty good.
Yeah, when he was doing that though, Martin wasn't like up, wasn't like on top of him. He was kind of working with his son, and his son actually does private lessons, and so we're going to continue with it.
Dan thought that was the best of the day.
That wasn't the best of the day. It was the only of the day.
They're both in the frame, I think. Was what you're saying.
I was just trying to capture the moment more than, excellence of my son.
Yeah, thanks, Lummy.
Yes, this is a daily telethon. We got to keep the lights on somehow. So don't forget PayPal, Cash App, and Venmo. All at BubbaArmyHQ.com.
Bubba the Love Sponge.
We'll be back after this.
Soccer fields. Carroll soccer fields. It didn't look like no, it's in Carrollwood.
Carrollwood Day School?
No, it wasn't Carrollwood Day
Okay.
School. It was at Carrollwood Soccer Fields, they call it.
Yeah, it's exactly in the old Carrollwood, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Left on maybe, yeah.
To the left.
Yep.
You work out this morning,
I
Bubba?
was gonna say,
No.
I was gonna
Nice.
say, if you actually did want to,
Well,
you
I'm
would
not
have
bad
been
there.
there. I was surprised because they have the North football fields right up the street.
They have stuff going on though. That's why I couldn't do it there.
I got you.
Because by the time I got over there, man, it was too late. They got stuff. They got practice.
What's up, Spencer?
You got it, Ned. I didn't leave my little pod right there, did I?
I did not. I haven't seen or touched this area at all. So at least
Buddy, I brought something. He runs all the parks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I wasn't trying to just show Danny nailing the ball. I was just trying to show getting lessons.
You said it.
What? Oh no, I said yeah.
I know.
Shit, it was funny. I still think it's funny that I fucking could basically talk him into another kick.
you got it, Ned.
You're like,
Oh,
Bubba.
please.
There's Bubba in here?
I'm in here.
There's so many people.
Did you want to go outside now or a different break?
What up, Swamp Savages?
Right now.
I
gotta try to find the one I ordered.
Yes, it is.
Oh, thank you, my big guy. Got it.
Hey, what's up? Okay.
What's up, Bloomin' Onion? They're working on the camera. It's a camera thing.
100%. I'm trying to get Bubba like an update.
It's one of those cameras where you move and it gets blurry.
Sorry. No, you go for it.
What up, Metal Detectives? BMD. Berto, what it
most
do?
likely.
Berto.
Depending on the schedule, but I have a feeling it's gonna be.
What up, Brian? What's up, Gary? I don't own a comb, K-Dog.
Because they started in April, but I mean, I need.
My whole life would be a blur, Trey. What's up, Jay Bowler? Thank you for saving my life.
Him, and they already said they'll give us carte blanche for whatever day.
I felt over at the barbershop 69, that's for sure.
Yeah. We'll all be there. I'll see if I can get in the line.
I'm just not a sativa guy. I gotta come down. I can't go up.
Out here and see if I can get a better idea of a date.
I don't even know where the door handles are on that Lamborghini. I wouldn't even know how to get
It could
in.
even be April. So. It just
What up,
depends on his
Longwood?
schedule.
You rascal.
Oh,
Chris
I
Adams.
thought you were wanting. I got you. I thought you wanted it earlier.
What up, Perma? Red Wave. Greg, we're working on it. We're working on it. We're trying to figure it out. We're thinking about wrestling, baseball, football. We want to try to figure out what the best one's going to be at the lowest price point.
Probably
Probably next week, I'd say.
My opinion only because it's 2 months.
We'll probably figure it out this Wednesday or Thursday and start promoting it and do it next Thursday. I'm sorry, next week.
Because it's gonna be on like a Friday, so it'll probably be a June.
There you go, BMD.
I'm looking at their schedule now, and I'll let you.
Oh, you know Danny, the hood loves Lumi.
Well, tomorrow.
They love Lumi.
I'm gonna, cause like I said, they'll give us carte blanche and if we say, hey, we want this day right now.
Cooper Lips, you got me actually looking for an Elway rookie card.
2 weeks, or 2 days, or 3 days at work, and then I'll let you know.
Water.
You too. No problem, man. All right, sit.
Water.
I have a mini Helmet too. I forgot about it. It was in my closet. It's a Mark Ingram Texans one.
Mark Ingram.
Mark Ingram, yeah. I won it in a break, but Mark Ingram was in. The Saints were in town playing the Bucks when I got married, and Mark Ingram was in our elevator when he was a rookie, like when we were going up to our room. So he's always a special guy to me.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it, John Miller.
It's a really good idea.
No comment.
I endorse it.
Damn right, Bubba Nash.
Got my 10 grand.
Despite me being a little sluggish. Little sluggish.
No, you're all done.
What? I'm gonna try to find it.
The Corvette guy.
You did say Lamborghini.
I have mixed feelings about Lamborghini.
Because I want to say you said Lamborghini.
That's right.
So then I thought you said Lamborghini. But I know Lamborghini.
See that picture online of Mark Ingram sitting next to Derrick Henry? That's always a classic.
Oh, Lummy,
Yes, Bella.
look at the shoes in the
kitchen?
Yeah, and tell me, and just take out what you want.
Okay, do you want me to just next break?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay.
They're
Thank you.
bulletproof. These things don't break. Thanks.
Isn't that place in Tampa?
What?
What do you need to sponsor, Red Wave? What's up, Chubb Woody?
Yeah, they have a dirt track.
That's what I'm saying,
They have a dirt course.
Yeah.
They have an off-road course. Not just like a jumps and big ruts. They have like a speed off-road course. Exactly what I'm looking for.
You have to wear a helmet there? You should.
On the track you did. I don't know about the speed course. Maybe. I don't know. I have one. Or two. Huh?
You got Bubba live now. If you go through withdrawals later, get your fix at BubbaArmyHQ.com.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Now back to the BRN.
Tyler Erb at he just confirmed, and he's like, "When am I supposed to be on? And what time is it where you are?" And I go, "It's 8:04." And he goes, "It's 8:04 where I'm at too." So I'm like, "Okay, buddy, I'll see you in an hour and 11 minutes." The Tyler Erb gets into the ins and the outs of the drama that's happening in dirt late model racing. The Bubba the Love Sponge show is sponsored by BetterHelp. That's right. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. That's BetterHelp. BetterHelp. A lot of us spend our lives wishing that we had more time. The best way to squeeze in that special thing into your schedule is to know how and what is important to you and make it a priority. Therapy can help you find what matters to you so that you can do it more often. And if you're thinking about starting online therapy, give BetterHelp a try now. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited for your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire and get matched with a licensed therapist. Switch therapists at any time. No additional charge. It's super, super easy. Again, learn to make time for what makes you happy with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/BTLS and get 10% off your very first month. It's so very simple. It's BETTER, BetterHelp, HELP, BetterHelp.com/BTLS. Thank you, Lummy. Seth, you would be happy to know that Dr. Dan thought my idea was brilliant.
It was your idea, Bubba?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely 100% my idea. And
I think it's a great idea.
And it's going to be the Diaco Law blankety blank.
Oh, nice.
That's what the thing, because we would all agree that we're buying a thing, right?
Yes.
I think that thing is going to get a lot of attention.
Yes, I do.
I don't know that any other radio stations ever had one of those things.
No, I don't think so.
At least locally.
That thing will be a lot of good entertainment. I think it'll be a lot of content, and I think it'll accomplish the goals that you are setting out to accomplish.
Oh, thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you so much. Even Seth, who's like the Mikey of the show. Mikey likes it. He likes it. He even popped on it when I showed him the thing.
I think it's great for content. I know people think I think it's great for other reasons, which might be true.
I can laugh because I know what's going on.
I am excited.
It actually might be it might be in all your radio career the coolest thing ever.
But I honestly think from a content perspective, I haven't seen anything like it, and I think it'll do awesome things when we put it online.
I think we might want to debut it down at Lattimore's.
It would be a party for sure.
Oh my God.
I mean, you might need security too, but you know.
Yeah, I might have some St. Pete off duty. For real.
Yeah, no, I think we would.
Yeah, I ordered it, and it should be here soon.
Awesome.
So I can't wait to, get it set up because we'll probably do it here in studio.
Is it sturdy? Is it fragile?
Yeah.
Is it?
No, it's both.
It's sturdy and fragile at the same time, kind of like my heart.
Let's not get into the construct because eventually people will be able to understand what we're talking about.
That doesn't. I don't think that gave a hint.
It's sturdy.
Okay.
For what it is, it's sturdy.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of which, I was talking about like how unruly our society has become, especially teens.
Mm-hmm.
And and then Seth's argument was, well, we never had the ability to have social media. This type of stuff was probably happening maybe years ago. We just didn't have the way to socially catch it. Well, I got to be honest with you. In all the years of growing up in the malls that I went to, and just I've never seen
giant sample size.
But I've never seen kids acting this way. Where I've come from and where I've lived,
these kids,
there's never been young adults that
getting in fights
like this.
The first time I saw it, Bubba, remember Baywalk when they first opened it?
In
St. Pete.
Now this is
it started happening there a lot. That's why they closed it down.
It did. They did.
In 2000.
It did. You're right. And that was the first time that I'd seen it. That's when this stuff started. 2002, 2004, when people started having, ways to post this on the internet. This is that situation from Missouri, and this girl's actually in trouble. I think they put her in jail.
She's gonna be tried as an adult.
Right.
She's 15.
And her mom wasn't encouraging the fight.
I don't know that.
But this
detail.
is how kids fight nowadays.
I mean, this is.
Pretty sure this girl had a seizure, didn't she?
Yes, she did.
I mean, like
just the sound.
I'm just telling you, like
It's the preservatives, isn't it?
It's the vaccinations.
It's red dye.
That's all the red 40.
Get out of here!
Boy, this royalty-free really sets it off.
It does. It's good.
The shocking video circulating widely across X shows the student lying on the ground, then appearing to twitch after the attack. I mean, there's a common denominator amongst most of these videos that I'm not going to get into.
Yeah, don't say.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm doing radio longer than you.
I think they said she's still in a coma.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's
That's
still
a glimpse into the mentality and the culture of our young people today.
This guy is saying exactly what I'm saying. This gentleman right here is probably saying it in a far better way, a more eloquent way than I'm saying it.
That's why he's a spokesperson for the Urban League.
Into the mentality and the culture of our young people today.
Exactly.
Yeah, just a glimpse into the culture.
The social pressure is to be socially dysfunctional. Who can be the loudest? Who can be the most disruptive?
It's true. It's true. Who can hit somebody the hardest to go viral? They're saying that the 15-year-old girl, well, the one girl that got her head bashed into the ground, she's still in a coma, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
she may die, and if she does, that other one will be tried for homicide.
Now here is now this is
And that's disgusting. You know, I mean, it really is disgusting.
This is a spring break.
This is hotter.
Brawl. Again, there's a common denominator on all this.
What do you see?
It's just girls.
Yeah, it's all females.
There's some statistics.
Damn.
Which is why women with a weave shouldn't fight.
You see why I sit inside and play with baseball cards all day?
Yes, I can. Seth, for once, I can finally feel. Well, I understand why you stay.
I don't want to be amongst these people.
Right?
You know?
None of us do. But back to what the guy said. This is the general mentality. We didn't have that mentality. We didn't have the go to the beach and fight everybody you can so that you can get some good footage and put it up on your TikTok. We had the mentality go to the beach, behave yourself, and come home.
Well,
and if I hear that you got arrested or you got in a fight or you got put in jail, don't call me up to get you out.
Mm-hmm. Now I'm gonna rip that weave off your head and choke you with it.
And make sure my brother's
gotta
got
take it off
Make
before
sure
you
my-
enter the fight. Come on.
Make
now.
sure my friends got it so we can go viral with it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's the reason for it. I think that's clearly learned behavior.
Yeah, that guy was obviously not speaking in a lot of generalities when he said this is a glimpse into the culture and behavior of the young people, because it's not. It's not all young people. It's not young people with loving parents who care about them or a stable atmosphere that can lead them in the right direction. There's a lot of good kids out there still.
This is what they're seeing at home, because this is how the adults in their life are, quote, solving problems.
But there is a common denominator here.
Yeah.
Third video.
This looks like Michael Jackson coming out for a beat it.
The cops were on it. Boom! They got tipped off about it. I was like, how were they there?
Yeah, I was like, look at all those cops.
Yeah, they were tipped off.
What's the scene? What's happening?
They're at a mall.
It's Long Beach. It's LBC, Seth.
So it's Long Beach and they're at a mall.
And is that
The lighter girl held her own.
Man,
It's hard to tell.
She's whipping the other girl around. The Michael Jackson girl.
Now, why is she getting arrested?
This girl went right up to her. I don't know.
Because at the end of the day, this girl right here.
Can we go back? I can't see who threw the first punch. I thought it was
the white girl.
The girl in the purple shirt.
the whiter girl.
The lighter girl.
She looks like she's sitting.
Right.
Yeah.
Hold on. This website makes it.
I know. Just
Let's see if I can find it.
there you go.
Like she comes up to her and confronts her.
Yeah, that's
the
her.
girl's sitting down. And so is the
Yeah.
first punch.
Yeah, yeah.
God damn it! And so the girl in the purple looks like she's just
They're
sitting
both in
there
purple.
and gets attacked. And so if you get attacked now, are you supposed to just sit there and take it, or you can't fight back?
I gotta tell you, Bubba, the animals with their phones that are getting this, like they're CNN. I mean, that's one of the most disgusting parts of it all. A lot of this is just to document for social media.
No, exactly. Go viral.
Yeah.
Kid's so angry now.
And these are what? 15-year-old
They're
girls?
teenagers.
Teenagers?
I don't know the exact age.
All right, so there's her. They got her, and she got jumped. That girl
She's
got
also
jumped.
being the most cooperative.
But she got jumped.
The girl that hit her was face down on the ground next to her.
But I sent you a better video if you wanted to stop it, or just a video you can stop. I guess
of this particular brawl.
Yeah.
Like easier to stop.
Yeah, it should be.
Hold on here, let me.
I wasn't sure why.
the frame.
I wasn't sure why Bubba yelled out GD.
I know.
I didn't know. Sorry.
What do you mean?
He wants the frame to be frozen.
He's getting frustrated.
Well, I'm just getting frustrated. All right, because I. All right, so to me it looks like the girl in the purple is in this.
They're both in purple.
Well,
the lighter girl.
The lighter skinned.
Yeah. Did she miss that first jab?
Left enough of a window for the other girl to stand up.
Cops are on.
But this is our society. I'm just like, I don't.
Is it just a fringe part, you think?
If it was, we wouldn't have four of these a day.
I think it's more than just a fringe part, but I don't think it's, the majority of kids.
You didn't see this stuff in Fort Lauderdale in the 80s and the 90s. It didn't happen. You didn't see this stuff in South Beach in the 80s and 90s. I was there watching it.
You were there for every spring break at every moment,
one of them,
at every bar, at every beach.
And something like this.
But the ones that we did attend, we weren't there, Anna, for every one of them. But the ones that we did attend, the 10 that we did, the 5 that we did, none of this happened.
They weren't closing down South Beach because of gang type or just massive riots and flash mobs. That didn't happen 20 years ago.
It didn't happen.
Never happened.
Not that the news didn't report it, and it didn't happen.
It just
I was
didn't
there.
happen. Yeah, exactly. And you never heard about. And by the way, the video that you're watching isn't from a cell phone. It's from surveillance video. It has nothing to do with cell phones. So they would have caught that had that happened 15 years ago on South Beach. It didn't happen.
Here we go.
That wasn't
I want to bring
the
your
case.
attention to an event that occurred on Friday, March 1st in the early morning hours. Now, some of you were getting ready to go to work. Some of our students were waiting at local bus stops, waiting to get on that bus and head to their last day of school for the week. Unfortunately, at one of our bus stops, 2 students decided to get into an argument, which later led to a physical altercation. Now, what makes this newsworthy is that one of the students' adult family members decided to get involved in the fight as well. In fact, instigating the fight between the 2
Man, I would have been badass if I could take my dad to every fight. You know what I'm saying? Right.
juveniles. On the video that you'll see in a few minutes, you're going to see that this adult, who was supposed to be there to make sure that the students got on the bus safely, is using profanity, encouraging the fight, and even at one point becomes involved herself. This is totally
like when Arlene took you and the kids to the bus stop, and if Jay would have, or you or Steven would have squared up on a dude and started fighting, Arlene would have absolutely corralled you 3 up. All 3 of you would have got ass whippings.
Yep.
And then I'm just saying,
yep.
She wouldn't have been there helping Steve out.
No.
Acceptable. Parents should be there to make sure that when kids do something they're not supposed to, that they intervene. Either
Man, this guy looks like his eyeballs are getting ready to bug. Yeah, this guy's bugged out.
By setting a good example or calling the police.
All right, just get us the video, buddy.
Or trying
Jesus.
to break up a fight.
And take your thyroid medicine.
Now, unfortunately, our officers were not on scene when this occurred and arrived.
Here we go. I don't need your. God, what was it? 2 minutes.
I know.
2 minutes and 3 seconds of him yapping
He
at me.
can't help it, dude. His thyroid's going crazy.
Oh. Oh no.
Oh, that's a big girl.
Oh dear. Oh no. You usually don't see this kind of violence with people wearing cargo pants, but
I'm sure they're all on their way to an alternative school just waiting at the bus stop. That's why they're wearing uniforms, more than likely.
It seems like the guy in the red is trying to break things up. Is he trying to break things up?
I don't know.
Kinda.
is that an adult, that big one?
That's the mom.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So as you saw,
Sorry
this
to
was a
tell.
pretty intense situation.
Yeah.
Luckily, no one was seriously.
But I mean, now here is Miami. Miami's having their own spring break issues. These are scenes
Even with
from
all the new restrictions.
These are scenes from Miami right here. Now,
Oh,
yeah,
that's a good scene.
Well, yeah, that's a good scene.
Yeah.
These are scenes from Miami. A lot of arrests.
Oh, there's
dry
some
humping,
twerking.
twerking.
Oh.
Yeah. This is Miami, and then I think the next one is Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, that's Pasco.
Oh yeah. So I think I missed the Fort Lauderdale one.
That's the one we did where the
Fort
weave.
Lauderdale, man, they're partying.
The
They're
beach
doing,
one,
they're
right?
doing
Yeah,
keg. They're doing
the
kegs,
weave
keg
gate.
stands. They're doing great things in Miami, but I'm sorry, in Fort Lauderdale, they're kids being kids. Getting drunk. Making out on the beach.
Wasn't what that the weave one? The weed fight we saw?
No, that wasn't Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, sorry.
That was a
Was it
mall.
Miami?
I don't know where the hell it was.
Okay.
It wasn't Fort Lauderdale.
Sorry.
Fort Lauderdale and Miami are having two different feels with regards to spring break. Spring break in Fort Lauderdale is wild and crazy, but there's not people that are literally thugging out, beating the hell out of each other. 300-400 people in a brawl. They're doing things like wrestling in the sand. Oklahoma
drills on the beach.
Oklahoma drills on the beach. Keg stands, beer funnels, stuff like that.
The old Daytona Beach spring break sort of traditional stuff.
Yeah. Miami, they're doing, it seems as though most of the stuff that happens in Fort Lauderdale is daytime stuff, but most of the stuff that's happening in Miami is nighttime
I
stuff.
sent you a video, Bubba. It's like an hour, but you can just skim through. They kind of show how Fort Lauderdale spring
Well, like
break's
an hour
going.
of twerking, Lummy?
No, it's just how spring break is going into Fort Lauderdale.
It is a major metropolitan area that you have Deerfield Beach, Pompano Beach. You got all those towns like Sunrise.
North Carolina.
Oh, yeah, I lived in Charlotte for 14 years.
Raleigh.
My son used to play for the junior checkers.
Oh wow!
I almost think I could send you and Colton down there with Florida First News
That's
shirts
right.
and gets all kinds of
Team there, yeah. So I would say this is really the introduction to
This is Fort Lauderdale. Just a lot of people from up north laying out in the sun, swimming, drinking, getting high, being hot chicks.
height, the peak,
Did
the
everybody wear
apex, the
thongs back
pinnacle.
then?
The girl that just flipped me off the bird, sneezing, babies were crying, people were complaining, my bad knee was hurting. Where there's very little sand between towels and blankets that almost touch one another.
That looks like a good time to me.
That looks fun.
That
No
looks
problem
like
with
the
that.
spring break, when I would go on spring break,
Mm-hmm.
84, 85.
The good news is, so far, I don't see anything that I would term as
Who is this
outrageous
pervert?
or.
I don't know.
This guy's just combing the beach, talking to hot chicks.
I
why not?
think you can do that though. I
Barefoot
don't think
vlogger.
that's a problem.
Oh, you can. It's just
Let me when I come back.
Good gig.
We're going to talk about how they're trying to ban TikTok. Now, can they do that? Like, is it like? Is it?
Sure.
I mean, like they
Still
just
has to
make
pass the Senate, and also I think the president has to.
It's
greenlight
never
it.
going to get banned.
Yeah, and
It's
that's
never happening.
the thing that not enough people are talking about too is like obviously the threat of not having TikTok, but there's a lot of other language written into the law that would offer legislation on other parts of the internet, which may not help us.
Right.
So the pork on the TikTok bill might be the reason why it didn't go through.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
And they're trying to get a U.S. company to come in and buy it out.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Exactly. The whole thing is pandering. And if Biden cancels TikTok, he will get destroyed.
But
in the
hold on,
election.
Trump. But hold on, Trump was thinking about doing it too.
But he backed away. He's like, that bad idea. Bad idea.
We'll talk about that next.
If you want 24/7 on-demand Bubba and the crew, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
I was just like. Yep, do your thing. Hello. World. DC 123, what are you talking about?
Shalom.
What's up, Trick Me? How have you been? Ooh, what kind of treats is Jen Epstein checking out today? I like her jumpsuit. What's up, Todd the Turtle Corpse? Good, trick me. I'm glad to hear that. I'm on the tubes today, guys. These people are way nicer. Like, way nicer.
Kabuki!
Gotta get that plant protein.
Plant-based, no calories, no sugar.
Yeah. Hey, you just like it, right? It's not like you're trying to.
No fuck about calories or plant-based bullshit.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I didn't know if like.
Although the
Very
Smoothie King
comfortable.
one gave me a stomach ache, but it's so sweet, too much sugar in it. Like I can only take so much sugar. It's not. I love sugar, but I do have a tolerance.
Take those raisins. Oh, thanks, Big Green Yagi. I mean, have fun. I'm usually prepared for such things. I'll find it.
Not good.
Looking sharp as
Not
shit.
good organic, Gene.
Morning, Bubba.
Hey, buddy.
How you doing? Good.
Sorry.
Hey, Seth.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's that? Have a good weekend? Hello. Looking good. Yes, sir. Thank you, Jay. Did the Yankees win or lose on Saturday?
I mean, it doesn't. I mean,
It doesn't really matter. I guess I should say that.
I'm looking Kabuki.
Yeah, but they played off because it was like.
Yeah, Gene,
one
not
was,
good, man, not good.
They had other prospects on there. I forget what they call it. But it was like a
What up, Turtle, Turtle, Turtle?
Feature guys come in like early on. Yeah, it was like one of the showcase games.
We saw
Jay's got to work today.
when Aaron Judge came first.
Yeah, you got it, Berto, anytime, man.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for my new wrestling
Like,
bars to
you
get
at
in.
home or anything? Do you ever make that
I
home?
think today might finally be the day.
Yeah.
Like actually put shit together.
Yeah.
Is there anybody that
Like an
really
In
do
a
that?
Ninja thing.
I haven't forever. When I do shakes, when I do smoothies at home, it's usually strawberry banana and a little milk and ice.
But I mean, yeah. I mean, they
I'll
got
do the chocolate.
Yeah, it was such a beautiful day. It was. Was it a little bit overcast?
Yeah, to have a push, pull hard, squeeze hard.
Morning, Jack.
Don't stop, that shit flies out.
What up, Alan? What up? What's up, Dark Knight Steve? DMS. DMS.
What's up, Alan Bowling?
I know, me too, Berto. I forgot what I got. It's been so damn long.
That's Travis. What's up, Todd the Turtle's corpse?
What's up, user?
What's up, baby boy?
You got it, Jay Bowler. That's what you get for saving my life, buddy. $7 million's nothing.
Kicks for guns, 2X. Oh boy. Yinzer. What a prez. Good morning, Brian Gilson. Organic Gene, good morning. Dark Match.
Yeah, it's a little slow there, second D and stuff.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
After the show, make sure to check out BubbaArmyHQ.com. It's all things Bubba 24/7. And now back to the BRN.
We often think that living a more heart-healthy life means making big, unsustainable changes. With Super B Heart Chews, you can get the daily blood pressure support and just 2 tasty chews a day. And they even promote heart-healthy energy without the stimulants. Paired with a healthy lifestyle, the antioxidants in Super Beets are clinically shown to be nearly 2 times more effective at promoting normal blood pressure than a healthy lifestyle alone. For Super Beets, from Super Beets comes the #1 doctor, pharmacist, and cardiologist recommended beet brand for cardiovascular health support. Super Beet Heart Chews can support healthy circulation without the stimulants. No pills to swallow, no ingredients to mix or prepare. No, it's all plant-based and it's no artificial sweeteners and/or colors. Just eat 2 of them a day, and they actually like eating a gummy. It tastes really good. Double your potential with Super Beet Heart Chews and get a free month supply of Super Beet Heart Chews all on all bundles and a free full-size bag of
turmeric.
That's valued at $25 with your order by going to BubbaLovesBeats.com. Get this exclusive offer only at BubbaLovesBeats.com. Jay's in here. What's
Good
up, Jay?
morning.
How are you, my friend?
I am well. How are you?
Good. Did you see Dan's new car?
I love it.
You do like it?
I told him to sell everything.
For that?
Yeah, it's such a cool car. Maybe my favorite new car that I've seen.
Sorry, just all I care about was Jay.
Thank you.
Sorry. So you said sell everything.
Yep.
That's the coolest thing I've
He
seen.
drove
so
it.
far.
It's unreal. The thing
How
about it is,
fast
it's
is
really
it?
not. It's as fast as you'll ever need on the road. I mean, it gets to a point where you can't use the horsepower in
Right.
a car like Danny's. I mean, you need to be on a track. But the thing about it is it's a super car that you can use as a daily driver because you don't have to worry about curbing it, and you can go up every driveway, and you don't have to worry about special parking. And you know how certain cars, Danny's had certain cars, we both have, that you can't like park places because there's too much of a steep incline. This car, he can just drive it every single day. It's remarkably easy. It's effortless performance is what I would say, because it's 4-wheel drive. It's got extra suspension. You'll love it. When you drive it, you'll go, okay, I understand, Jay. You're right.
Man, what do you got going on today all dressed up? Man, you must have to be going to see the
I got to go see the
boss,
judge.
the boss man.
Got to go see the judge in hearing.
And this is an in front of the judge gimmick?
It is via Zoom.
Oh. Now, is there any more in front of the judge gimmicks, or are they all Zoom?
I have to specially request it, which is kind of sad. It's over 4 years after it happened. It was March 15th, 2020. And I've had, I think, 3 or 4 in-person hearings.
Because I think in-person hearings do you, like, I think that you're automatically at an advantage just because you're a good-looking dude. You dress, I mean, all of your stuff's custom. Like, I mean, you're just. I think that
you don't think that pops on a Zoom?
I think it does. Hold on, I think it does pop in a Zoom, but I think it pops like an 8 on a Zoom, but it's 10 in real life, in my opinion.
Well, thank you, Bubba.
You're losing 2 points being on the internet, kid.
I agree. Well, the thing is being face-to-face, interpersonal communication, the power of persuasion, being able to look at the judge, hand case law, being able to dispute arguments in real time when someone else is making an argument that's absurd. My face is your case, like the old days in Seinfeld. If there's a stupid face to be made, I'll be making it. So I'm more effective face-to-face. Now, for something like an expert depot, where in the old days I'd have to fly out to California a day beforehand, I have to get a hotel room, take the expert's depot, fly back the next day, take 3 days out of work, a lot of money. Now I could take an expert depot. I could take 2 in a day. I don't need to see that guy. I know they're a hired gun.
You could literally save $8-9 grand in expenses by just zooming that expert guy from San Diego right into the Diaco law office, right?
Right. I did one from Costa Rica once because there were so many going on with that motorcycle accident.
Right.
I spent $287,000 in costs. That was without a single flight. If I had to take those 35 expert depots in person, it would have been another $100,000 all day long just in travel, airfare, hotels, and all that.
Yeah. So, but you being old school probably still like the properness of open court where
Absolutely.
just court. I mean, the
Pomp and
like
circumstance.
And if I'm
Reality.
taking the defendant's depot, I'm going to be there in person. I'm going to look at them from the time they walk in the room, from their shoes to their haircut. I'm going to look at whether they're reading a book, whether they're wearing a watch. What are they projecting? Are they injured? Do they not look injured? There's so much that goes into a deposition before the words, please swear, please raise your right hand. So lawyering it's awfully important to be good at reading people. And like you're good at reading people, I always say that I've got a red flag for when people are talking smack. I can just tell. And it's thank God, it's a God-given skill I have, which makes me an inquisitive and an effective lawyer.
I think because I've been deposed a lot, and I think that I don't walk in with fancy stuff. I don't walk in with a fancy watch, and they think that they're going to get the Bubba on the radio.
Yep.
And when I'm a gentleman, and I'm just, I answer the questions. I know procedurally, I know when to be quiet when my lawyer objects. I know when to start again when he gives me permission. I think that I trip a lot of attorneys up that think that they were going to get me in a catch you type deal based on them thinking I'm the same person, in deposition as I am on the radio.
There's no doubt.
You've seen it more than anybody.
I have seen it, and you've seen me in the middle of a room where I controlled respect immediately, where there's 6 lawyers and they're all trying to like bully on you. And who was it? Remember the first time I ever sat in a depot with you? I wasn't even in your depot. Is when you wore those glasses, and I just stepped in. And I let you wear the glasses because you said they're prescription.
They weren't. They weren't.
I know. And so
Jay,
do you remember that?
Yeah, but
afterwards you're like, oh my God,
Jay
Gina, he came in.
He steps in. They're like, Mr. Clem, you cannot wear those glasses. I'm like, yeah, I am. They're prescription. No, Mr. Clem, they're sunglasses. You're not going to. I said, I'm wearing them. Then I'm going home. And Jay goes, I'm telling you right now, we'll call one, their prescription, and 2, let's get the judge on the phone right now. We're going to hold this deposition over some stupid glasses.
I wasn't even an attorney of record. Excuse me, Joseph Diaco here for Mr. Clem in personal counsel capacity. I just let you know he's going to wear those glasses. Thank you very much.
And then I got to wear them only because we threatened to call the judge. So anyway, good luck today.
Thank you.
In your. Is this a big hearing?
It's going to be a quick one, but I always pay super respect to the judge and the court. I have to do a continuance on a fee hearing for somebody who's had a dear family member die.
All right, so it's kind of just not really a big deal. It's just kind of all just procedural stuff that he'll definitely grant you.
I'm agreeing to it.
Oh, okay, right. Here's the law that everybody's freaking out that probably won't become law, and that is the media's been going crazy with it, and that is a potential House overwhelmingly passes a bill that could ban TikTok in all the U.S.
Strange bedfellows there in the House, Manu.
Yeah, you rarely see this level of bipartisan support over something so controversial that could affect a significant swath of voters in the middle of a hotly contested election. But that's exactly what happened earlier today when the House did, in fact, pass this bill on a 352 to 65 vote. A majority of Republicans and Democrats voted for this plan. 50 Democrats voted against it. 15 Republicans voted against it. The rest of them voted for it, siding with those national security concerns over the concerns over freedom of speech. Now, former President Donald Trump had publicly come out against this, even though he had supported banning TikTok in the past, reversing his posture, citing in part the fact that potentially that Facebook could benefit from the possibility of TikTok being banned. He detests Facebook. He also met with a GOP mega donor who has a major stake in TikTok recently. But nevertheless, I had a chance to catch up with some of Donald Trump's closest allies who voted.
Did I give Buck $100 credit on the PayPal?
Yes, you did.
I thought I did.
Yep.
Buck texted me, be like, "Hey, PayPal." I'm like, "Man, I already said it, Buck. You must have been working your big excavator. Didn't hear it. $100 PayPal. Big Buck, Charleston. Thank you." PayPal and Cash App.
Maybe a little train horn action
at the Bubba Army.
Against this plan, and I asked them whether or not Trump had any influence on their vote.
I think. First of all, who cares? Vote with your gut. Don't make this a political thing. Don't make this what Trump do. Don't do that.
Well, they're trying to get because a lot of people are mad about the bill. They're trying to say, oh, look, Trump is behind it, which he's not. But
I'm just saying, like.
This is opening Pandora's box. And the last question I have, who's going to buy Twitter? Is it going to be Mark Zuckerberg?
How much did Donald Trump's opposition weigh in on you?
I haven't spoken to Donald Trump about the bill.
You've seen what he said.
I haven't spoken to Donald Trump about the bill. These were my own conclusions, and I made the vote based on my own conclusions and by reading the bill myself. You know, he has his opinion on the bill, and he can voice it. So it doesn't mean that we're all robots.
Right. Go ask Donald Trump. what he thinks about this bill.
By the way, he can't vote on it. He has nothing to do with it. He didn't sponsor it. It doesn't affect him directly. It has nothing to do with Trump. They're just trying to muddy up his name on a bill that has zero to do with
Chuck Schumer's not going to take it to the floor of the Senate, who's a Democrat. That's the real news here, guys.
We make our own decisions, and mine was to vote no on this bill based on everything I just told you.
Was it because of Trump's opposition? Is that why you opposed it?
No, I've been against this from the very beginning. Before anyone else weighed in, I was against it.
I mean, this is ridiculous. If we're walking up to people that are voting on various bills and asking if a person that can't vote, that's not the president, that has no bearing on anybody at this point other than trying to get himself reelected. I mean, I'm sorry, get himself reelected, not reelected as an incumbent, but reelected again.
No, you're right.
And it doesn't matter.
The story is that there's a bipartisan bill.
Right.
Like 300 plus Congress people agreed on something, and they're taking the minority people. Guess what? There's Democrats and Republicans that voted against it.
It has to be. I mean,
it's just ridiculous.
That's why it sailed through the House.
This is bipartisanship, and this is the way the news covers it.
So when the two parties agree to pass a bill, which is great,
right?
I mean, which is like great. The Dems like it, the Republicans like it. It seems like what? Why do we gotta make it about Trump? Why don't we make it about, hey, we're finally getting along?
Let's make it about what the earmarks are and why the legislation may really not go, like Rhett said. What are the other restrictions they're trying to impose upon people who are content creators? And so there's so much more that's in it that makes you suspicious of it. And so I just think that this is just the way they continue to divide us, Bubba. You say it all the time. It's like, let's put everyone in their camps.
Right.
The only impacted sites are those associated with foreign adversary apps, such as TikTok.com. It can never be used to penalize individuals. The text explicitly prohibits that.
I feel like we're in the 50s and we're burning books again. Like, come on, man.
Hey, Bubba, did you poop this morning because Trump told you to?
No.
And it cannot be used to censor speech. It takes no position at all on the content of speech, only foreign adversary.
What was that for Dan?
Yeah, a little delayed.
That ridiculous, but it's that ridiculous of a question to ask these people.
It took me that long to find it, but yeah.
Control. Foreign adversary control of what is becoming the dominant news platform for Americans under 30. This is a common sense measure to protect our national.
It's like John Lynch's brother, does he not?
He does, a little bit, yes.
National security. I urge my colleagues to support this critical bipartisan legislation.
I mean, whatever.
Look at him.
I mean, I don't think that I mean, okay, let's say it passed the House. Now it's going to go to Senate. Schumer's never going to let it through. It's not going to go through. We're arguing about something that's not going to happen.
Nope. Never happening.
But let's say that it does happen. How do they do that? Do they just make an absolute firewall that if your phone is registered in
I think
the
it
United
gets taken off of like the Apple Store or
But
the
TikTok,
Android.
like I said, it has 6 months to sell. So it would have 6 months after the bill passes to sell it to a different company that most likely is based in the United States.
A non-CCP run company,
Correct.
because the company that owns it now has to report to the CCP.
Who's the CCP? You know,
the Chinese Communist Party.
So they just the CCP just finds an American.
Exactly.
Then
everything's cured.
That wants to play ball with CCP.
Exactly.
And right? I mean, like here's the deal, man. Like it's like Elvis shaking his hips and CBS wouldn't show.
I feel like it too.
I feel like we're at that era where
the darn rock and roll music.
If you want to put an app on your phone and you know that app's based out of China and you know that they could be harvesting your information, but you know all that. I mean, you know that. And they harvest it. Like, I don't think that's going to make the average 15, 16, 19, 22-year-old girl that's shaking her ass on TikTok. Now, is TikTok monetization? Can you monetize TikTok?
Yeah, you can.
Yes.
Yeah, so there's probably checks from there.
Well, we have?
Yeah.
We've gotten checks from TikTok?
Yeah.
We have.
So the pragmatic.
For real?
For real.
Nice.
Like little ones or big ones?
I mean,
Decent ones.
A couple $100 here and there.
Wow. And we're not even one of these girls that are really shaking that ass.
No way.
Wow.
One of those girls that gets shut down.
Here's the pragmatic reality is that Republican, Democrat, Independent, kids that are 16 to 30 get their news from TikTok. My son shows me stuff before. And, I'm a news junkie, and my son will show me stuff before I've seen it
on TikTok.
via TikTok.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's absolutely skewed to who you are for or against. And so, if you're...
I'm for hot chicks who lift. That's one of the channels I go to.
All his shows is cars, girls, and like lacrosse.
Yeah. And you know what? He shouldn't have that taken away from him.
Well, and so here's the thing.
And if they're
young
cultivating
voters are going to vote against that. They will, because they'd rather, like you said, they don't care about their privacy.
I don't
They
care.
don't care.
I don't think you're going to get into my bank account. Not a lot in there anyway.
So many apps, harvest data. I think one of the problems with the government is they don't have any control over the protocols, parameters, and
hold on
uses of.
Listen to this. Seth and I could be
algorithms
talking about, I don't know, the White Sox, and next thing you know, I'll have a White Sox something come up, like
an ad to buy a hat or tickets or something.
Sure.
Right.
Constantly.
So it's not just TikTok. Every one of them's listening.
Instagram for sure. YouTube for sure.
Anything.
Yeah, well, the U.S. government says, I don't want China spying on these people. I want to spy on these people.
Nice distinction. There it is.
We want the exclusive to spy on our own Americans.
But it's not about
that's
the
what
spying.
they should call it, Bill. That we want to be able to spy on your first
Absolutely.
bill.
It's
Gosh darn it, that China's got a scoop on the spying on us.
It's not the spying, Bubba. That's the bait and switch. That's what they want you to think it's about. It has nothing to do with spying. Do you really think that China's going to get some substantive data and intel on some 9-year-old looking at other TikTok videos? It has nothing to do with that. What it has to do with is the government control of the algorithms, the government control of the message. They can call Zuckerberg and say, listen, quelch these guys because I don't want to hear this anymore on social media. And Zuckerberg will bend over backwards because he's a bitch to the government.
And hold on, we've already proved after Elon Musk bought Twitter, we pretty much opened that Pandora. We pulled the curtain back from the Wizard of Oz and realized, as Zuckerberg said, hey, well, I'm going to be transparent and let you know how my company operated prior to me buying it, but I can show you examples of the U.S. government at that time, whoever it's managed by, coming in, whatever, CIA, FBI, Homeland, coming in and specifically telling us to permanently ban these particular accounts.
And suppress stories.
And, we basically, they had a relationship with us where they could get stuff taken down, they could get people censored, they could get people banned, they could get people's accounts removed. It happened to us, and I don't even know what we did.
And so that the government's worried because they don't have that same kind of influence where they can just go boss hog TikTok.
Well, there's also...
And that's why they're vilifying it.
Well, there's two things. That's one thing. And then one of the other things is there's no doubt that China likes to infect the minds of Americans with images that they allow here that are not allowed in China. In China, youth are only allowed to use TikTok. I think it's 2 hours a day, and the imagery that comes across their TikTok is not what we see.
More educational.
It's educational. It's inspirational. It's not about diversity
200
and
people
DEI
fighting them all.
and transgenderism and all this. It's a different platform.
And Jay, you might be wrong on that because it looks like the White House is pressuring Schumer to put it into the Congress to pass it.
Which means what?
Joe
Schumer
Biden
wasn't going to put it in. Schumer. I mean, so I get you're right.
They're pushing him now because Biden wants to sign the bill. He wants to pass it.
That's going to be another nail in his coffin.
He has come out and said
I don't
he
think.
wants the bill
I don't.
signed.
It doesn't matter what he wants. It's not going to get done.
Well, if he pushes Chuck Schumer to put the bill in the Senate,
I think Chuck Schumer can see that this isn't.
I don't know why he would want to do that right before an election.
because then they can control TikTok.
No, I understand, but guess who's not going to be happy about that? Young voters, which is what they're lacking. So
which is what they need.
Right.
Let me do some words. This is out of Pasco County. A deputy walks up on this dude, and I guess he's wanted or something like
for
that.
a strangulation case.
Yeah, this guy here's a
girl.
Yeah, and at the end, this guy won't comply. Ends up driving down the road, and this guy's now I've been tasered by one of those and it completely locks you up. And this guy's just driving like it's no big deal, and he's getting tased in the back of the neck. Now, does he end up fatally shooting the guy? But it cuts off before that, right?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. We'll do that next. Hold on.
If you want a deep dive into the Bubba the Love Sponge show from the past, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
We'll be back after these words.
10.
Okay. And then we'll go to him?
And then we'll get Tyler.
Okay.
I think we can say I was against it to the youth vote. And then the youth is where else are you can blame it on Schumer and not actually vote for it so you don't lose the youth. And you can say, look, Schumer, you said something. I think it's true what you say. Get control. Thanks, Rudy. That's the whole thing. It's not safe.
So he won't lose the youth vote. I know
That's all my kid will say.
But he won't lose the youth vote because it's not banned.
Right, exactly. It's just been changed.
Exactly.
No one cares who owns it.
Exactly.
Mommy.
A Lamborghini never drive away. Thanks.
I'm gonna talk about on the air how about you. I just gotta remind me to talk to you about Jeff Close on the air.
Okay.
Thanks, Rome. Ocean County gas, vote. Dairy.
What's up, Mike Hot? Mike. I started doing that as Rusty Tangent. I was posting stuff on social media. I've been on YouTube lately because they're way nicer than.
Fuck yeah.
Bubba Muncher wanted me to let you know he's back.
Okay.
Haas 83. And 1999.
I don't like that.
Rudy.
It's a Rudy. Oh, yeah. You are
Everyone's just an ass.
It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Missed part of the show? We got you covered at BubbaArmyHQ.com. Now back to Bubba Live Worldwide.
9:15, Turbo Tyler Erb. I got a shirt on right now. One of the more, I don't know, probably top 10, probably within the top 10 of most popular dirt late model drivers. I think he drives both. I don't know if he's committed to one series or not. A lot of them will run like Lucas, committed to Lucas, but then when they can, if Lucas isn't racing, you can go off and catch a World Outlaw show that pays like $50,000. I think Turbo Tyler Erb just won something a few weeks ago or a few days ago.
Oh, nice. He won at East Bay when they were here.
Oh yeah, he had a great run for the Winter Nationals. But this past week, the world of dirt late model racing has it's the biggest shakeup in the history of the sport. And his name was being thrown around as a potential replacement for Hud O'Neal. Tim McCready, son of Barefoot McCready, ended up getting the rocket ride. Now, I don't know what Hudson's doing, if he's announced that he's going anywhere, but I figured Tyler, Erb could fill in all of those questions for us. That'll be exactly in 15 minutes. Somebody having a regurg deal?
Anna, are you okay?
Anna, what's
nothing?
What?
Nothing.
I can't have outbursts like that.
I'm sorry, Dan farted and we exchanged glances.
Seth, do I feel like I'm dealing with kindergartners here?
Yes.
Sorry.
A grown man farted, and did you fart, Dan?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're
why?
Because it's morning.
Did you just lift it up and let it rip?
I didn't lift anything up. I mean, I maybe leaned a little.
I usually aim it at her.
Yes, I actually.
Did she audibly hear it, or is she smelling it or both?
There's zero smell.
Heard
Mine don't. So it's just
your farts never smell.
They really usually don't.
The one thing I do appreciate with Dr. Dan, even if they do smell, he always goes to the left. I always see him. He always moves my way, Bubba, and you can always kind of hear.
That's because he respects you.
Exactly.
Because when if you're sandwiched between two people and then you lift the cheek up towards the person, usually you lift it up to the person that you like the least.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hopefully that they'll get the blow by more so than the guy to your right.
But I'm like Zoolander. I can only fart one direction. So
it's just so funny.
It's always left.
I think I always kind of, now that I think about it, I always kind of fart one way.
Seth? Yeah.
Do you fart one way?
I got to start paying more attention, Bubba.
I mean, like,
I'm a single-sided farter.
right. Seth, do you ever like?
I'm more of a burp guy.
What type of? what
We
type,
all let air out one way or another.
like, is your wife cool with you farting around her? Like, some women don't like you to fart around them.
I haven't.
You haven't?
No.
That was one of the reasons I married Kendall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
That is
Anna's
funny.
attitude towards farting right now makes her husband will be fine. Because part of growing up with an old guy is there's a lot of gas that happens as they get older.
Just so,
Well,
it's
I
just so
mean,
funny.
just the relationship that you have with your girl, being able to rip a big one and her be cool with it, you know, just shows a lot of things.
Can you help it at night? Do you know about it at night unless someone tells you in the morning? Do you know what did you eat last night? I don't know.
No,
Farting in your sleep.
She's on the same pills I am. There's nobody that's conscious in my home.
TT night.
There's nobody that's available.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Eric Gill, 40 on the Cash App. Farts are funny.
Yeah, farts are funny. So anyway, Dan, thank you for farting on Anna, I guess.
You're welcome.
Here's the footage that I was going to get into, and this is the deputy. And again, this guy ends up getting killed, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Paul. Hey, Paul. Paul. Jeff. Hey, can you step out of the car, please? Step out of the car now. What's the matter? Step out of the car. Step out of the car. What's going on?
Looks like Flea.
What's the problem?
Yeah, it does.
Looks like who?
Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah, it does.
Give it away now.
That's right.
Get out of the car now! Get out of the car! Get out of the car now! Get out of the car!
Why did he stop him to begin with? Do you know?
Yeah, he's wanted it on a strangulation warrant.
Oh.
Where he strangulated somebody.
This isn't a traffic pullover.
Yeah, this isn't, your taillights out. This is he has an active
warrant?
he has a warrant
Yeah.
for his
Okay.
and
Grady
at that
Judge
point,
style.
And at that point, man, that escalates police officers wanting to bring you in. Like, you just being a dick and going, 15 over.
Flipping off a cop.
Riverwood Ranch style. But, having an active warrant, that's
Different game.
Your superior as law enforcement officers, your superiors really give you an attaboy when you got a guy with a warrant off the streets. That's some good cop work, because you're getting a guy that is, have an active warrant that didn't show up for, his warrant hearing, and he's a wanted man. So getting that guy off the streets is a plus. He's not he's not Arlene Diaco that's just, traveling to and from, minding her own business,
Right.
causing no problems. This guy has actually done something to be in the judicial hopper and didn't show.
Right.
So this is a bad guy. Now listen. So the cars. He's starting to roll the car. The cop's halfway in, halfway out, and he is now shocking the guy. And anybody that can sustain that, you are on crystal meth or methamphetamines or something.
Shocks him a few times.
Look how long he's holding it, actually.
Yeah,
and it's eaten. I mean, you can hear it. It's eaten. Hear the that means it's going into the derma.
Yeah. In the back of the neck?
Yeah, no. And any animal, any human being that can still drive a car while being zapped in the back of the neck, man. Look.
It's like, well, that's not working.
Okay, well, let me tell you something.
Did he lose it or drop it?
No, he dropped it to
'Cause
grab
he
to
grabbed
grab
his gun.
to grab the good news.
Okay.
Side! Get out! Oh my God,
He's
get
still
out!
steering. It's crazy.
He's driving. You can hear the motor.
They're moving?
Yeah. Well, listen.
He's halfway
You can
up the
listen.
car.
You can hear the motor. Listen.
Right
here.
Get out!
Hear the motor?
Yeah, he's driving. He's on 19 right
Get
now.
out, please get out! No! You're gonna get shot. You better stop. Stop the car now. You're gonna get shot. Stop the car. You're gonna get shot. Let go. Stop the car. You're gonna get shot. You go to. Ah! What are you doing? Get out of the car!
What are you doing? I'm shooting you. That's what
I just told you.
What a dumbass. Listen.
Let go. Stop the car. You're gonna get shot. You go to. Ah! What are you doing? Get out of the car! Right, stop! Get out of the
I
car!
think he shoots him in the head. Or
Yeah.
See, that's craziness.
I think the first shot might have been like in the leg. Maybe the acceleration leg.
Yeah.
To keep him
I
off
thought it
you.
was in the back. Maybe
And
not.
by the way, before I go to words, because I want to be right on time with Tyler Erb.
Oh yeah.
So Bernie Sanders, he wants
pretty
to.
good, Bubba.
He
That was
wants.
good.
He wants to like, and this would. Listen, Jay, you own a business.
All right.
Dan, you own several. And I own a business. My sister owns a business. Seth used to have StPeteLegend.com. Should bring that back, Seth. And you know what, Seth? You know where you messed up? You should have had all the African American barbers in St. Pete Legend gear. That would have been a great promo.
They sold my stuff out of there.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Perfect. So anyway, Bernie Sanders is proposing 4-day work weeks, but you pay them for 5. 32-hour work weeks, but the employer pays you for 40. Everybody gets Friday off. I kind of like it if I didn't have payroll. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It seems like Fox Business. It seems like Democrats want businesses to be taxed more, pay their workers.
He's so rude to her.
pay their workers.
Excuse me.
I don't think he's rude to her.
Watch his hand to tell me it's not rude.
I didn't get to ask a question.
Okay, thank you.
Senator,
You want to hold it? Okay. We held a hearing on a 32-hour work week because what we have seen is that over the last 50 years, despite a huge increase in worker productivity, almost all of the new wealth has gone to the top 1%, while 60% of the people are living paycheck to paycheck. Many of our people are exhausted. We work the longest hours of any people in the industrialized world. I think it's time for a shortened work week.
could I ask you a question about that? It seems like Democrats want businesses to be taxed more,
Really? No,
pay their
that's not my
pay
assumption.
their
I don't
workers
think
more,
so.
lower
No,
prices,
we think- you
and
know
now
what
pay people
Democrats-
not to work.
You know what I would like to see? I can
How
go
are
as loud
businesses
as
going to
you.
survive that? That's the
Well,
question.
I-
How can businesses
well,
survive
I
all
think
of those
that
proposals?
When Mr. Bezos pays an effective tax rate lower than the average worker, I think we have a real problem in our tax system. I think that
Fix the tax code before you penalize the employers. Fix the tax loopholes, and one of the loopholes isn't allowing employers to have to pay 8 additional hours for non-working out productivity.
And not every business is Amazon.
Well, it's just
I mean,
interesting
there's
he
a lot of,
brings
like,
up
small
Jeff Bezos because I'm sure he made his billions by working 32 hours a week. Like
billionaires have
everyone
got to
else.
start paying their fair share of taxes. Thank you.
I'm all about, man, I got to go to words, so I'm not late, but I'm all about revamping the tax code.
For sure.
It is about it's the worst. It is absolutely. And then you know what? As you guys just suffered, I did suffer a death in your family, and watch them try to tax the hell out of that
That's
too.
insane.
I mean, right, Dan? I mean, you guys have just gone through that and tried to navigate
We're
through,
dealing with it now.
those waters.
We're still not done dealing
It's
with it.
ridiculous. Your dad got taxed all of his life on everything, and then they want to tax you on what he leaves you.
Mm-hmm.
Ridiculous.
But if Bernie Sanders stuck his hand in my face like that, I'd snap a finger off.
All right, Dan,
That
we
was
know
rude.
you would. We know you would.
That was rude.
I know. We know, Dan.
To a
And-
woman.
And then you would fix it.
That's right.
because
how you yell at the Uber
Bernie
Eats
Sanders
driver.
Bernie Sanders would say, "I'm going to sue you. I'm going to own you. I'm going to shut you." And you would say, "Bernie, I am so sorry for losing my cool. Swing on over. I'll stint up that broken finger. No problem, buddy.
Facelift on the side.
Just don't. Yeah, facelift on the side. Morpheus with some Botox, and just don't let Steve or Jay know that we had this problem."
It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Want to listen to the show on demand and on the go? Enlist today at BubbaArmyHQ.com and sign up and start listening. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, the hot 1%, I pay like 10%, 15%. Like, what was your living wage? Like 35. They're like, do you know that the tax rate form is like 40? And he totally just blew it off. He's like, they're already paying 40.
Yeah, he doesn't know anything. You know what I found interesting? I should have done this. That woman, the reporter Hillary Vaughn, is Peter Ducey's wife.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, exactly.
And she's always in there.
So she's another one. When you look at the people who are like in the White House corps, press corps, that sometimes ask those really good questions. It's her. It's another woman. What's her name?
She has dark hair.
There's another blonde woman, and then Peter Ducey. It seems like they're all three trying to get the best sound bites with
Yeah.
Karine Jean-Pierre.
I don't know who she works for. But there's a dark hair one that usually has some pretty good.
Is there?
Yeah, I don't know who she works for. But even you hear the sound bites on Twitter or something like that, it's always they show this dark hair chick. And I never catch where she's from. She has some pretty hard questions.
Yeah,
She's always like right after the Senate meetings. I don't want to talk to her.
because they know they're going to get hard questions. Yeah, they did do 35 hours a year, but it hasn't helped very much. DJ Click.
Well, you know what they're going to. Yeah, right. Really? Yeah, why not? Everything's automated. The government pays most of those salaries.
Hey, do you think if I got Dion to send me like 4 Colorado Buffalo or primetime shirts, they'd wear them?
Yeah.
What? Text me their approximate
I
shirts.
think it'd be necessary.
There's 4 of them, right?
It's totally about China.
There's 3.
Well, just tell me 4.
They don't really like the other guy.
I can't roll up in there and give 3.
He might not be there. He only works like a couple hours a day. He's got no customers. Craig said he doesn't know. It's the youth of the nation, like we were talking about. You know, the work ethic.
Survivor of the fittest?
Damn right.
Bubba, are we live?
Hey, buddy, we're not live yet. We'll be live in 3 minutes and 47 seconds.
Good, because I didn't want to say cocksucker.
Hold on. No.
Hopefully we're not live, huh?
No, we're not live, but still refrain.
Can you see me? Is my camera on?
No, your camera's not on. I cannot see you.
Okay, hold on. Bubba, there's 3 things you don't say on the radio. How do you do that? Right there. Like, see how it says camera on? Well, unmute it.
All right, well, unmuted sound. Unmute it would be sound.
Oh, here we go. Start video.
Oh, there we go.
Hey. Bubba, there's 3 things you don't say on the radio.
Well, hopefully, I don't know if you should even say them now.
No, probably not. Oh.
I figured, listen, I get to the bottom of this whole big shitstorm from the person that, look at my shirt.
Hey, there it is.
From the person that'll say it like it is. Now, I know that, there's a lot swirl. We're just going to have fun with it, basically.
Like it. You just ask me good questions and I'll give you good answers.
Well, I'm the best and you're the best.
What did you say? You said, look, that's part of radio. You gotta let me work into it. I'm gonna play dumb and then you sell it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm real good at that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You guys got a race? Did you guys race last weekend?
Florence, y'all, in the rubber, ran forward.
Straight rubbered up.
Oh, yeah, daytime. Started at 3. We were at the house at 10. We washed yesterday. It's snowing. It's beautiful.
Were you guys running 4? Could you run a 4 on the right rear?
We ran 3s on the right, left rear and right front, and 4 on the right rear. We had to run 3s in the heat race because it just tear the tires up to nothing.
See, my place doesn't tear tires up too bad.
No, listen, your place is a gym. I'm telling you, we need to go there for 9 days.
I don't think it's going to be 9, but I think it's going to be 5.
Are we going to get 5?
I think 4 or 5. I think they're going to give 4 to me. I think they're going to give 4 to me, 4 to Alltech, and 4 to Golden Isles.
Golden Isles is Cherokee at the south.
What does that mean? And Alltech, not much better.
Alltech can be good, just depends on if they piss off. When Wendell's pissed off, he can prove a point and make it to where it's not very good.
Yeah, but he also, like that one, they had a bad night, and then he actually juiced the track up nice and ended up being great.
Yeah. You know who won?
Hilarious.
Who won?
Always find it.
McCready. A lot of people thought you were going to get that right. That's something I'm going to talk about.
Yeah, it's a easy. There's a reason why not. I can explain it very well. Why just not a good deal for us.
How did you park? It's boring.
Oh, this is a cool guy right here.
Oh, this guy's real cool, man. This is the baddest ass. This is the Rock of
He's like Baker
Lakemont.
He's like Baker Mayfield.
Am I in with the other 3 that are there all the time listening?
Yeah, you'll have Lummy, Anna, lawyer Jay Diaco, and then Seth. So yeah, we're all going to be hitting you with questions.
What about Macho, man? Is he in the fucking studio right now?
Macho's wiring some stuff up. Okay, we're going live in 23 seconds. Here we go. No cussing.
No cussing. Sorry for cussing. You watch Sketch on TikTok? Sorry for cussing. What's up, brother? Tuesday.
We can have him on.
Oh, he's great. Yeah.
It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Missed part of the show? We got you covered at BubbaArmyHQ.com. Now back to Bubba Live Worldwide.
So, we got Turbo Tyler Erb, driver of the number one. What's your official? Is it best? It's the number one best. What's the whole big spiel of the number one car, Tyler Erb?
That was just Eric Brock's number.
No, like when you say I drive the number one, blah 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 blah. Say it again, motorsports. Like what's your whole spiel?
It'd be the best performance number one, sponsored by First Class Septic, RBC, Kaiser Manufacturing, Integra Shocks and Springs, etc., etc.
So this is Turbo Tyler Erb, and within the late model, like Seth, within the late model industry, he's kind of the Rock. Badass, been in the most trouble. He'll fight you.
I saw you talking to him during the break. I mean, he's got like a Baker Mayfield kind of swag to him. Like he doesn't take any crap. I like it.
He doesn't take any crap. But he's very loyal. But he'll even run over his friend. Like I think it was at East Bay when you ran over Devin, and Devin got full hot on you, and like. But that's the way he rolls. Like there's no filter. What you did run over Devin at East Bay, didn't you?
Well, so I was leading, and Devin come clear high and tried to kill me, and I just didn't fold. It would be the best way to say it. Like a lot of people would just fold, but I didn't do it. And if you remember that whole podcast we did, he talked about how he doesn't do anything wrong, and he's the good guy and this and that.
He is the good guy.
I don't know if anybody's checked the news lately, but Devin caught some slack. We're gonna
get into that. But just on the surface, prior to Devin getting in trouble this past week, he's the golden boy, and you're kind of the bad boy. I mean, one of your fire suits is is like an inmate. It's like you're a prisoner.
Oh, that's kick ass.
Well, I do feel like I'm in prison sometimes racing with some of these guys. It's just, you got the wardens that run the show and tech and do all that kind of stuff. So it's real easy to feel like you're in jail. And yeah, it's true though. It's a character. I'm not ashamed of who I am or what I think. So if it bothers somebody that I have a prisoner's outfit, then
who have you gotten the most heat with? Like who are you currently in a battle with right now? Because you always got some kind of strife going on. There's always somebody in the roster or on the roster that you just most recently got into, or rough drove, or ran them up the track. Usually you got one in the hopper at all times.
Last week, like we raced Florence this week, and it was rubbered. I wasn't in the mix of the heat. Robbie Hensley and Tyler Carpenter, they were wrecking and fighting, and I know a little bit about life, and one thing you don't do is fight the Hensleys at Florence. So there I was pretty good. Really, right now, I think I'm just, some of the fans of dirt late model racing are a little upset because I had a sticker on my helmet at East Bay, and that kind of
What sticker did you have?
Well, I had a sticker, and it said, can I say the D word on radio?
Dick.
Yeah, can I say dick?
I mean, yeah, as long as you're not talking about a penis. If you're just saying like quit being a dick or you are a dick.
That's what it said. That's literally what the sticker says.
Okay,
it says,
what did it say?
It said suck a dick, don't be a dick. I thought that was fair.
Well. We tried.
That's not bad, right?
Yeah, well,
50%.
You can interpret it any way it is, but the whole point of the sticker is like,
the way you may have been able to get away with that is if you put like on your helmet on the sticker, if you would on the suck the part of that, if you would have put like a D and then like an asterisk, and not not completely had the D word spelled out.
Well, the thing is a good sponsor / friend of mine, Anthony's Pizza, gave me the stickers, and a lot of people think it was like a way of me coming out and stuff, and I was like, not really. I just thought it was funny. So
you actually but you had a good speed weeks by your standards, didn't you? I think you won. Did you win 2 or 3?
No, I won one. I gave one away at your place.
Boy, you gave it away.
Right away.
And I'm watching this right on my truck, and with my girlfriend, the merch crick, and I'm like, Turbo's he's gonna get, like, I'm gonna be down in Victory Lane giving him the biggest hug, giving him that big ass check, because you are one of my best friends on the tour, and I'm like, and you haven't won, but what, one other time at my place?
No, I've ran second at your place like 3 times.
Right.
I've never won.
So, but this time you're in the lead. Like it's yours to blow. Like it's yours. It's all you got. 3/4 of you took the white winning.
Yep.
Am I right?
Yes,
and
exactly.
You took the white winning, and I'm like, yeah. My guy, you got a Bubba Army sticker on your side of your car. It's just gonna be great. And then you completely stepped on that you stepped on your D. Some lap traffic got a hold of you, and who got by you?
Ricky Thornton.
RTJ got by you, and the winning son of a bitch that he is, he got you.
He got me in traffic there, and then we went to East Bay, and I won the second night at East. The first night I led half the race, and Huddy got by me, and I just wasn't very good. Then I won the next night at East Bay. Then we ran double-headed features, and I started on the pole of one and just wasn't very good. It was rough. And then I think the next feature, I had to start at the back because I had a flat in the heat, ran like 10th. And then the next night, I led till about lap 35, 36, and had a part failure. So that sucked. And then the last night, I led half the feature and let Big Perm get by me.
You may have led the most laps in all of Speedway.
I did.
It's all.
I did. I was looking at the thing. I was like, I think I had led like 100 and something. Me and Thornton were first and second for laps led. So it was. I mean, we're getting everything turned around, and hopefully winning a lot of races this year.
So let's talk about the big controversy last week, arguably in dirt late model sports, in the history of dirt late model. I mean, dating back to, Bloomer when he used to run good, and just, dating back to all the legends, the CK Rayburns, just, all the stuff that has happened over the years in the big news. Last week probably was chocked full of more drama than any week I've ever since I've been alive in dirt late models. And it started out first with this big 3-person tire suspension, tire doping deal. Our good friend Devin Moran, who's not a known tire doper. Bobby,
he's a good guy.
He's a great guy. Bobby Pierce, who I don't know how you feel about Bobby, but Bob.
Hold on, Harry. We're live on the radio. Don't do that. That's Harry. We're actually
Harry, we're live on radio.
Harry.
Behave yourself. That's right. Just keep walking, Harry. That's what you need to do. Keep walking and let the superstars do the show. Okay, go up.
Bubba the Love Sponge. Hold on, give me like 30 minutes. We're live, really.
Is that your boss? Is that your owner?
Yeah.
Oh.
This is Eric.
Hey, Eric, owner, love you, buddy. We're just trying to promote your brand and promote your product, my friend.
Cool.
Appreciate it. Cool. I don't want you to lose your ride. Man, this would be the biggest news. 1, the tire doping. 2, the HUD deal. And then 3, Herb loses his ride by being on the Bubba the Love Sponge show. Pisses off owner.
Yeah, pretty much.
He might as well get up in the news. So then Kyle Bronson, Bobby Pierce, and Devin Moran come up with dirty tire samples from Volusia. Was it when you guys were there in January, or was it when you guys came after East Bay?
After East Bay, February.
After East Bay. Now, has the penalty? I didn't know the penalty. I didn't know 2 things. One, I didn't know it was like a $10,000 penalty. And
it was your race winnings. It's like 2,000 minimum plus whatever you won that night.
I know, but I mean, that's a lot of money, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you get suspended. Now, is it suspended for 1 month, or is it suspended for 4 races?
Whatever. So like if it goes a month and you don't race any races, it's 4 races or a month, whatever's first. So like say there was 10 races that month, the first 4 races you'd be suspended, then you're good.
So how many races will Devin, Bobby, and Kyle, as far as Lucas? Now, are those all 3 Lucas guys, or is Bobby an outlaw guy?
Bobby's an outlaw guy. Kyle's an outlaw guy too.
So how many races is this going to cost them, and Devin too?
Bobby's out. Like Bobby said, he's not going to run World Outlaws because it messes up his points for the year. Kyle, I would assume, is going to be in the same boat, so he won't run Outlaws. And then Devin, his was a dirt car suspension, so really he's not going to miss anything because he'll be back good to go before Eldora. That would be the next dirt car race he would go to.
And so what's your opinion on here's my opinion. My opinion is, and again, we have the bigger story, which is the next story, and that's the HUD rocket, split up. But this is the first news. And I don't think they did it. Here's what I think, knowing the soil they started using. Volusia started using the same soil surfactant that I use. If you notice, this year Volusia took less rubber and was retained more moisture and raced better than it ever has in a long time. Would you not agree?
Yeah, I mean, I don't like it, but yes, the features raced really well.
Yeah, I mean, there was nights they were having sprint cars and late models, which are your two biggest, as far as wheel spin and creating potentially rubber. I don't know that Volusia just bona fidely rubbered any night you guys were there. I don't think.
No, it didn't. No.
And so the reason why is because they're juicing the track, and they're juicing the track with a soil surfactant that I think is what tested at Blue Ridge. That's absolutely what I think. It happened to my track 2 years ago with USAC. These guys come back, I guess they came back positive, and they actually were able to. So Bobby and Kyle and Devin, they need to bring this soil surfactant up, because I think that's what caused this to happen. Or are the World Outlaws not even open to any type of reasoning with this?
I mean, you can do an appeal, but historically the appeal, no one's ever overturned it, and I don't think they're going to start doing that now. So yeah, I don't think there's a chance they can prove they're innocent as far as the test. But I mean, if you're innocent, you should do everything you can do to prove you're innocent. It's just
but I mean, if you're innocent, let's say that they're I don't know which one, which two, or all three are not. They know the consequences of tire doping. Because trust me,
everybody does. Yeah, everybody does.
Trust me, if there was a guy that would be doping tires, it'd be you. Trust me.
That's what they say. That's what they say.
I'm just saying, if Tyler Erb is testing clean, bitch, then probably almost everybody, because he's the biggest outlaw taking a swing. I don't care. Let me try to get one up on you. I mean, would you? I mean, really, right?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta try.
They should you know what? I could save them a whole bunch. Just test your tires. If you're clean, everybody's clean.
They tested me a bunch down there. That's what Lucas. They test. I think I got tested at your place, East Bay. Every night at East Bay, they probably took 50 samples at East Bay. So yeah, there's a lot.
What does this do for these three guys? Three great guys, by the way. I mean, I don't know. I just don't like it. I don't like it at all.
It's like a it kind of downplays their character, I would say, is what it looks like from the outside. Just makes you look like, when someone accuses you of something and you don't have a way to prove you're innocent, it just makes you look bad. So really, the only way I think you could make yourself look good is like go on Jerry Springer, take a lie detector live, and show that, like, hey, look, I passed a lie detector.
Hey, tell Devin I got a lie detector if he wants to do one. I mean,
do you have one?
I could get one.
There you go. That's how you solve all this, Bubba. You give lie detectors live on the show to prove innocence or guilty. It's just like Maury and Judge Judy.
Literally fly. Devin's always taking vacations with his hot wife to Florida. I mean, like every other. I mean, they're down here more than anybody I know. So, like, Devin, swing on in here. We'll do a lie detector test, and publicly do an on-air lie detector test, and boom. And if you and we have to go by the results.
Yeah, that's the only thing I could think to help yourself, because being honest, none of us are chemists. I mean, I don't know if can you make a Diet Coke? Do you know how to make a Diet Coke?
No, but I need to drink more of them.
Me too. Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. None of us, we're all ignorant to what chemistry is. None of us know how to do it or what makes a tire. Like, I couldn't make a tire here in this shop, and none of us could. So really, we're fighting a battle that we don't know anything about. So it's hard to argue this is wrong or that's wrong. If you did something wrong, and that's literally all you have.
And with regards to tire doping, owning a racetrack, having driven a little bit, I think tire doping can only help you in two situations. One, it can take maybe a heat or a heat. It can take a heat or a feature tire. He's
the camera's on. I promise you. All right.
Is that still the owner?
Is that the owner?
Harry?
Yeah, that's Harry.
Well, tell Harry to come on up and hang out with us if he wants. I mean, we don't want to be.
Harry don't want to talk.
Okay.
He stands in silence. He's like my bodyguard. He's just listening.
Right. So what I'm thinking is, like, tire softener, tire doping, you can revive a used tire to maybe get a heat or a feature or like maybe some hot laps out of. But I think like as far as in features, as far as like an A or a B feature, I think after 2 or 3 or 4 laps, whatever you've put on your tire, it's burnt off and it's not going to help you. I mean, I don't think it's going to help you in a 50 lap feature. I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know enough about it. I never raced go-karts. Have
you talked to Devin about it? He's such a good kid, and you guys are best friends.
Devin and Kyle are innocent. I haven't spoke to Bobby, but everybody claims innocent, and that's their story, and they're sticking to it. That's what Devin told me and Kyle. So that's all I got to base off. They said we didn't do it. We bought the tires there, didn't wash them, yada yada yada, and that was
no simple green, no nothing.
Well, nobody admitted to any of that, but I mean, everybody washes their stuff. So,
but did you see they came out with like some new rules where you can't have one of the little kids pool. You can't
no deep freezes, no kiddie pools, no, because there was a little bit of that going on. There's people with, support trailers that was like a little tire lab in there.
Oh, I know, and they had like a freezer in there, and then they would true them in there, cut them, like a Larry Jones cutting machine in there, and then
them two didn't have support trailers, so I mean it's kind of hard to say they did, and I mean I don't know anything enough about Bobby.
Tyler Erb will never be driving for a team that's got a support trailer, please.
No support trailers. No support trailers.
So let's talk about the biggest news of all, and that is, I equated it to Rocket being the Chiefs and Huddy being, Patrick Mahomes, and you now have a split of arguably 2 of the best. And it took everybody by surprise that nobody really knows the truth behind it. And I don't know if you know any more than what's been publicly released. I've seen all types of rumors, some of which I don't think we can get into. But I think, is it your opinion that there's something that will never be known or never be told? Or do you just think it was, hey, I'm tired of racing for the best team, for the best organization there is. I'm 23 years old. I got a chance to make a lot of money, and I'm done with this.
Yeah, I mean, I think right there you said one of the obvious facts is money is obviously not his driving factor in life, because it's hard to make that much money driving for another team. So obviously that wasn't, an issue, because it's well known they're going to win and they're going to make a lot of money. So I think just you got to know how it is. Mark's a certain type of individual, and Mark does one thing really, really good, and that's make you a good race car driver and make you win races. And things that come with that is just hard work. And Mark's going to get on your ass. Like, he's going to get on your ass.
Oh, Mark's the Vince Lombardi of late models. Like, he didn't put up with nothing, but he's going to put the most technologically advanced, best car known to man underneath your ass.
Yeah, and that's the catch of it all. Huddy's a good kid. He's not. I think all the rumors that everybody's making up, that's not true.
Some of them are very salacious and very disturbing, and I'm like, you know what? And somebody was like, man, you should talk about something. I'm like, out of respect to Huddy, I'm not. Yeah. And I know his dad, Don, and I'm like, I'm not going to do that, because none of us don't. We don't know that, any of it.
Yeah. I mean, Huddy's character, you can tell. He's not all the stuff about all the extracurricular that they say. There's no facts.
Now, have you talked to Huddy?
I haven't talked to Huddy, but I mean, we all speak and talk, and people close to Huddy. I don't want to get in the middle of all of it. It's not.
And I'm not asking you to. I'm just saying. Yeah. I'm not asking you to.
I haven't spoke to Huddy personally, but I mean, I think from the outside looking in, just knowing the situation, Huddy's 23, Mark's, however old he's in his 50s, and Mark is just old school. He's his way of doing things, and he's gonna make you win. He's gonna make you a good race car driver, and you're gonna sacrifice other things to do that. So obviously it just wasn't gelling, and winning everything they won isn't enough to make him.
Where does Huddy go?
There's a lot of speculations about where he's going to be, because he's racing this week at Brownstown Atomic, and
I think that's something they're throwing together, though, right? I mean,
nah, I don't. I think he's going to drive somebody else's car, but it's a lot of speculation, and I could tell you it's probably not in a rocket car, and it's probably going to raise a bunch of eyebrows. But
so you're saying he's going to? You think that Huddy's going to roll out Longhorn Willie, and it's going to be even more of a crap show?
Yeah, I mean, it's just the situation Yeah, that's what it looks like. That's what it's brewing to be. We won't know until Friday when we get to Atomic, but that's pretty much what it's looking like.
So he's
and,
going to probably be in a 71 Longhorn owned by somebody else, and then it's just going to even throw gas on this already dumpster fire we got going on here.
Yeah, I mean that's the way the world works, isn't it? Like if you're gonna do it, you do it big. So
and then
I don't.
And there was and to credit to you, there was only really two or three names that were being thrown around to take over the rocket ride. Tim McCready, who got the ride, and there was a couple, maybe the Carpenter kid, but who were the three? Weren't you part of you were one of the big names that were coming out potentially to go drive? And did you have a discussion with Mark at all?
I mean, the thing is, this is the easiest way to look at it. The perfect scenario for somebody to go drive that car is somebody that owns their own stuff right now. Because if you own your own stuff, you can put it all on hold. You don't sell everything. You don't piss your car owner off, and he doesn't sell out and leave with a bad taste in his mouth in March. Because all these guys that own this stuff have spent a lot of money. So a guy like McCready, outside looking in, everyone, it's not a secret. Like Carson Ferguson is who is being groomed to take that ride. That was
right.
I mean, that was the general consensus about everything that's going on. So I don't necessarily think McCready was going to get shit canned tomorrow, but where he's at, he's he's older.
The ride that he was in was a couple year ride at best because they were grooming the kid, and I think Tim is probably that seasoned veteran that can maybe deal with Mark a little bit better.
Right, that's what I'm saying. There's not many kids my age or younger that can handle someone like Mark, and it's just how you were brought up. And even, I mean, you don't know until you're there. Like Sheppy's tough. His dad's a hard ass, and he made it for a long time, and then just wanted to do something different. So McCready is he's a little bit different situation because he doesn't own anything, and really hasn't. He's always drove for somebody. So it's like for him, he wants to win. He's at a point in his life where he just wants to win. He didn't care about any of the other shit. So that's his end goal is to win, make the most money he can make driving a race car, and he's not out nothing.
Does McCready come in now and just whoop ass? I mean, McCready is, you got 10 guys on any given night that could win within Lucas or World Outlaw, whether it's Superman, whether it's old school Billy Owens, whether it's whether it's the 99, whether it's Huddy, whether in McCready. I think McCready had a victory during Speed
Yeah,
Weeks.
he won at Alltech. Yeah, he won at Alltech.
And I mean, does McCready now, who still has the skill set, does he come in now and become Superman? No disrespect to the 49, but does he come in and be King Kong?
I mean, I think it'd take a little bit of time. McCready historically is a guy that wins 6 to 10 races a year, but somehow always wins a couple 50,000s in there. Like he doesn't win all the 30 lapper, 40 lapper races, but the longer the race, he tends to do better. And, maybe just if his car suits him to where he can go run the cushion easier for 30 laps, he'll probably win those races too. But I don't think he's going to win 30 races this year, but he will win. Like one thing is that car always wins. Doesn't matter who drives it, who's in it. It's just the way that the whole team operates. So he'll win races, but I think it'll take him a little bit of time. Just Longhorns are a way different car. They drive different. They're just looser in general. So our cars tend to be a lot tighter.
It always seems like rockets are fighting tight and horns are fighting loose. This is what kind of like being a track owner, hearing the guys talk about it. The rocket guys are always trying to get it to rotate and turn, and the Longhorn guys are trying to get it not to step out from them.
Yep, pretty much, and that's what I'm saying. He's drove them cars for 10 years now. McCready has, so it's going to take a minute to just get some muscle memory and really figure out how to tell Mark and relay what he needs. Because, Mark's, like I said, Mark just is Mark. He does what he does, and he makes the car fast. And his thing that he's been really good at is telling who's ever driving it, listen, this is what you need to do. This is how you need to drive it. And when they finally figure that out, they win. So it's hard to make somebody a little bit older change their ways. And McCready's a good enough driver that he'll figure it out. Like he's not past his prime. That guy still wins
he's got,
quite a bit,
yeah.
and he's in good shape. It's not like he's walking with a cane and stuff. Like I think a lot of people downplay what he is. He's a good racer, and he does a good job. You wouldn't think he was
How
50 when he gets out there and races.
How good do you think the bloomer would do if you put him in the one? I mean, first of all, he wouldn't.
He wouldn't. He's just not up on the wheel enough. Like those cars, you have to hustle these cars, and that's not what Scott does.
So you're saying Bloomer is like we probably never will see Bloomer win another big like a world or a anything like that?
I don't think so personally. He just in not good shape. Like if it paid $100,000 to run 8 laps at Eldora, I'd put my money on him. But it just doesn't.
It's
like,
usually
that's not the way it works.
It's usually 100 laps, right, buddy?
Yeah.
So you're saying for a heat race, man, Bloomer go out there and whip your ass, but he might fall out of the seat when it comes to anything longer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he'll even fall. His program's not where it needs to be or where it once was, and him personally he doesn't seem to be in the greatest of shape and things like that. So
are we going to see another RTJ, Ricky, a Bobby Pierce, domination again this year? Are we going to see something like that?
I mean, you never know. It happens every year. It seems like JD had his year. Shep had a year last year. Huddy, Bobby, and Ricky all won $1 million. So, I mean, it's hard to say no because every year somebody just starts winning a bunch of races and they don't stop.
As a pro driver? By the way, Tyler Erb on the Zoom. Tyler, where can people go to find all Tyler Erbness, from merchandise to just what you're doing? What's your socials?
TylerErb.com, Best Performance Motorsports, Turbo, TERBO 91 on anything, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Even though he didn't drive the 91 car, he still has the
91.
No,
it hadn't been number 91. I hadn't been number 91 in like 6 years, but that's my handle.
That's your handle.
Yeah.
So what is it? It's Brownstown this weekend, which
Atomic Brownstown. Atomic Friday, Brownstown Saturday.
And here's the thing: Brownstown's Huddy's home track. Like that's where that's his real estate right there.
Yeah, that's his jam for sure.
What's your jam? What's your home track?
East Bay.
No, bitch. You don't. I'm talking about like where you live, where your shop is most closest proximity to.
Well, where we're at now, my closest racetrack's Eldora.
Right.
Really, like Eldora's 35 minutes, but Atomic, I really, really like Atomic.
You better smack that East Bay right out your mouth because they're no longer around. Well, you got one more there.
I bought it.
You got
Breaking news, I bought it.
Yeah, I heard you. I heard that when you won this year. Like, I'm buying this bitch. I'm like, he's so stupid.
Yeah, I'm going to buy it. I am. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
East Bay live forever. I'll race by myself there.
It's all it's going to be is you.
Yeah.
So good luck, of course, to Tim. Was there anybody else considered for that ride, you think? I mean, was it Tim all the way, or, was your name being kicked around,
Oh, yeah, there's a couple other names. It's just, I mean, it's hard to leave, just say a Brandon Overton in the world. That guy spent a lot of money on him, his car owner, and helped him build a race team. And if you leave I mean, nothing's forever. So right now, if you think your situation's pretty stable and the people that support you are going to stick behind you for a while, it's hard to leave them high and dry to go over there, even though it is probably the best team and ride. It's just you want to not put yourself in a bind, because once you burn a bridge, it's hard to come back from
I was kind of hoping, pulling for Mark a little bit, I was kind of hoping that maybe Josh would come out of retirement and him and Josh could get back on the same page. I was really wanting that was what I was really wanting.
It'd have been cool to see, but obviously it didn't happen, and it didn't seem like it was in the cards. So I don't know. We might see him back one day, but I don't think in the foreseeable future we'll see Josh racing again.
Maybe. So listen, can we do Zooms with you anytime you get in trouble or you win or you get suspended
absolutely.
or you want to fight the guy down at the Flying J or anything?
Yeah. As long as I'm not in jail, I don't think they give you computers in jails. At least the one I went to, they didn't.
We do have your owner behind you with his hands crossed. He's not real happy about this whole situation. So Tyler Erb, ladies and gentlemen, from time to time we'll have him on if once he does something spectacular.
You should do a podcast with him, Bubba.
Oh yeah,
you guys are co-hosts and stuff.
We went 3 hours like a month ago when he was here.
I think.
I was like the longest Bubba after hours special.
And I think we pulled like
Showtime show ever.
Didn't we pull like I forget how many? It was like one of our best performing. Him and Devin Moran.
It was really.
I wish you could figure out who brought more viewers, because I promise you it was me.
You think
so? The good guy script, it only gets you for once or twice.
Yeah, stats show that it was you all the day.
Stats shows the bad guy always. Stats
that's
shows.
what I thought. Make sure you tell Devin. Send Devin that link tonight.
I'm going to say, Devin, sorry about the suspension, but also bad news. Turbo got 32% more views than you did with regards to that video we did. So you're a two-time.
Make sure you remind him. He likes to get on his high horse and think that he sells more because he preaches to a different choir. That's all it is.
Yeah, you're part of the Turn 3 gang, rough around the edges. He's he's the other guy. He's the baby face and you're the heel.
That's right. That's right.
That's right. Hey, thank you, Tyler, for not giving us any news that I didn't already know. I thought I was gonna get. I thought I was gonna get some real juicy stuff from the bad boy of late models, and he pretty much says all three didn't do it.
The owner shut it down when he walked in. His essence.
Yeah, the owner shut you right on down, buddy. Hell yeah. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, you can blame it on Harry. You're gonna have to get me on a weekend when no one's around.
When Harry's not around.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, hey man, thank you, buddy, and this we're gonna make this a standalone video. I'll send you the links to it and everything, and hopefully you can send it out on your various places.
All right, thanks for having me on, Bubba.
Thank you, Tyler. Bye, buddy. See you later. Love that guy. He's a good kid.
He's a cool dude.
Oh, he's literally like the bad boy of Dirt Lake.
How old is he?
Like 28, 29. You're not that old.
Yeah. I can't tell anymore how old people
He
are.
looked like he was 21.
He looked.
It's so hard to tell anymore.
Yeah, if you said he was 21, 35, I could go anywhere.
Both of those would have worked for me too.
How old we're getting.
But Bubba, you could, I mean, not just interview him, like you guys could do a pod. Rhett was talking about you guys leaning into this a little bit more. Like he'd be a great podcast host with you, where you guys talk to some of the other people that are involved in this business.
Yeah.
All right, whatever.
Like we talked about on Friday.
Yeah.
Just to get in, finding these niches.
Oh yeah, you and just anyone else every week. It's a rotating cast. You can have whoever you want in from the industry.
Yeah.
All these racing guys.
Or how I handled Riddle on Friday. I thought I handled him pretty well.
Pretty good.
I got to go to words, but I was going to come back with this, but this might trigger Seth bad. And that's
I saw this.
We don't have time for this, Bubba.
Yes, this is a daily telethon. We got to keep the lights on somehow. So don't forget PayPal, Cash App, and Venmo. All at BubbaArmyHQ.com.
Bubba the Love Sponge.
We'll be back after this.
Close with you and we'll end the show out.
Sounds good.
Bummy, are the Trico brothers at it again?
The Trico brothers are at it again. Drop it like it's hot.
Did you tell them that I haven't been paid yet?
Yes, I told Mark Turpin that.
What's that?
I told Mark Turpin. He's looking into it.
Yeah, says full time, fuckers. Bubba, you gonna host the Winter Nationals in Ocala in 2025?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, Mike. Keep waiting for the meltdown, fuckers.
Oh, you have a pot down.
What?
Nacho says you have a pot down.
Okay.
That's
Are you cool with Ryan Harkness again?
Not really. I mean,
He just put $10 in.
I've never had any heat
He
with
said, "Hi, old friend. Hope you're doing well."
Yeah, it's a rant.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
No, I don't have it. I never had a problem with him.
Okay. What's up, Bubba fan? Hey, Tina. I saw you send a message. I'll get back to you. I've been on my card Instagram a lot. What's up, Mr. Kostika? Kostika's not happy.
Why not?
What's up, Angel? About the Bears move.
Oh.
Send shockwaves to the football community.
Oh, more shockwaves.
Shockwaves.
Lummy, did you see about Stein?
Thanks, Bad Jake, buddy.
No, what? What happened?
Oh, he's getting some fucking major heat about some shit.
Oh, he kicked the fucking baby on his show.
Oh yeah.
You kicked the baby?
They kicked the
shit that they've been trying to do the whole
Like a
time.
real baby?
He kicked a fake baby when Laura Trump was on the show. He kicked a fake baby, then tried to set the baby on fire, and now Democrat sites are sending this around, blaming like Laura Trump for being like.
It's Republican sites too. They don't like.
Are there Republican sites?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because he's been reposting these Republican ones that are just like, this is the Republican part of
Yeah, that's what I
that
saw.
Trump's bringing in, but it's like these Republican people.
What is Laura Trump? His daughter?
Yeah,
Okay.
no, the daughter-in-law.
Daughter-in-law. Okay.
Who's she married to?
The one that looks like him. Kind of.
Eric?
Is that, yeah, Eric.
Thanks,
Because Don
BJ.
Jr.'s with
I shaved too. That helps. Getting all that gray out.
I see your face.
You're supposed to be growing your Fu Man.
I know. I forgot. As soon as the beard hit the skin, as soon as the laser hit the skin. I'll get the Fu Man.
You're supposed to be doing the Fu
I'll
Man.
get the Fu Man.
Yes.
She was
Thanks,
married
Master
to Gavin
Flash.
Newsom.
Yeah.
Did you know that one? Before she was a Foxo, she was married to Gavin Newsom when he was mayor of San Francisco, Kimberly Guilfoyle. And now she's married to Trump. Can you imagine that going from one
No way. Are you kidding?
Bubba Army Grunt.
Yeah.
We have to sharpen that show dagger. I'll tell you that. That's for damn sure.
I'm blown away. You don't know that as a Cali
What's
girl.
up, Hogan
Come on.
Strips, Heather?
I didn't
And that's like
know
this
that.
Married for like what?
Yeah, I haven't lived in California for like 15 years.
Jonesy, we could cherry
Yeah,
pick
probably.
stats from all over the place, but unless
yeah,
you've been in
this-
tune
this
with the
is
roster
administration.
that the Bears have
We're
had for the
talking
last 3
about
years,
that.
I can't quite blame him
And
for
then she went with Fox.
everything.
I think she was married to him when you were a
Justin
resident.
Fields' number one receivers in the year before this one were
I wasn't
Byron
paying
Pringle and
attention
Keneal
to
He
Harry.
was, right?
Byron Pringle and
I
Keneal Harry for a second-year quarterback.
Hey.
A second-year quarterback was coming in
That's
after his coach
crazy.
got
He was
fired
a San
after his
Francisco
first
City
year.
supervisor.
He said he was going to eliminate homelessness in 12 years or 15 years.
Well, he did a great job.
Guys, I'm 5 days, 3 fucking podcasts, actually 4 podcasts now. Fucking social media,
That's crazy. I
Twitter,
didn't know that.
fucking all over the
It's
place.
so incestuous. They got married. They were only married for 5 years.
Oh, that's right.
He was having an affair.
That was a-
You did get
Hold
a
on,
flag
did you know
up.
That's
this?
that one.
It later emerged that Newsom, then 39, was having an affair with Ruby.
Bad Jake, I can live that Fields hasn't
wife
impressed
of
you.
his
I've
then
watched every
campaign
single one of his
manager and
games.
Former deputy chief of staff.
But that
Alex.
doesn't matter. That's his wife now.
Is that his wife's
Wins and losses are not a quarterback stat.
Let's find out. Gavin Newsom wife. Wasn't she like raped by somebody famous? Jennifer Siebel Newsom, so someone different. Who's this? That's fucked up.
I had a case years ago like this against Walmart, Bubba.
No, well, hold on. Don't
Okay, I won't.
don't lose the organicness because I'm gonna say, Jay, this is the kind of shit that you fucking jack off to. Like, how would you to pick up the phone and you're like, my grandma just got impaled by a forklift at Walmart. Can you represent me?
Dude, that's messed up.
Jay couldn't drive his car out fast enough to get the guy signed up, could you, Jay?
Jonesy, since Justin Fields couldn't throw, just tell me how DJ Moore was a top 5 receiver last year.
Gavin Newsom slept with his campaign manager's wife.
Just tell me how DJ Moore is a top receiver.
That sucks.
What's up, LM Close? LM Close. Oh no, Dark Max. You don't want to see me in the sleep.
When you're home, close.
You don't want to see me in the sleep. I'm getting some Tyler Herb hoodie.
There's a
Turbo.
competition for Major Bubba.
Turbo Tyler Herb.
That's right, buddy.
I'm a late model fucking king.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Were you sleeping in and missed the first hour of the show? Don't worry. It's all at BubbaArmyHQ.com. Now back to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Thanks to Tyler Herb. Seth's a new fan. He says, I'm going to go. I don't know anything about dirt late model racing, but I'm getting me a Tyler Herb shirt.
I like him a lot. I followed him on Instagram.
John Costica let me on the PayPal in large. Thank you, John Costica. PayPal Cash App at the Bubba Army. Much love to Tyler Herb, Turbo Tyler Herb. Go to, what was it? I forget.
Tyler, what was it? Turbo Herb 91?
Turbo Herb 91, I think is, and it's TERBO. Turbo Herb 91. I'm going to start having Turbo on more often just to shoot the crap.
Just want to see how he feels about current events and everything.
Yeah. I can imagine how he feels on current events. Before I got to let you guys go, because we're going to try to get this exclusive podcast amongst all of us in. I got a camera crew here as well today. So I got a lot going on. So I need to get the exclusive podcast that we're laying down today. Start that fairly early. So that requires me to pretty much say goodbye right now. I was going to hold off. I'll hold off on the Bears story for the podcast, which will cause Seth to absolutely lose, like he's going to lose his mind.
No, I already lost it this weekend.
I was going to show Jay this and like, oh my God, how much, I mean, not to ever, it's gonna
be a payday.
Celebrate anybody's family's tragedy, but nothing's better as a personal injury attorney for the headlines. If you could get the client to want to, for you to represent them, for their family is heartbroken because grandma got gored by a Walmart, literally,
I know,
impaled by a forklift driven by a Walmart employee.
I think she was driving
She was actually driving it herself. It was similar to your water truck incident.
Oh, okay. Oh, so it's not nearly as bad.
Well, it's still bad because it's happening in the workplace. Maybe the forklift wasn't maintained properly. And, you just bring up a good point, which is the best cases for a personal injury lawyer are the worst cases, which is very sad.
Yeah.
This is a terrible case, but Walmart is a good defendant.
Oh, properly.
Good defendant.
Hold on, properly insured.
No, for sure. They have enough to pay the claim.
Poor abuela.
Too bad I can't sue myself for flipping the water truck. Jay, appreciate you, bud.
My pleasure.
We'll be back. Let me get it all situated.
Yes, sir.
And we'll do the podcast, okay? The after show we will be doing will be available only where you get your podcast. iHeart, Spotify, iTunes, Bubba Army HQ. We'll have that up soon. It'll be later on today. Appreciate you.
Thanks for letting me finish.
You've been listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show, starring
me, Bubba the Love Sponge.
Co-host and show historian, Lummox.
Co-host, Anna Hummel.
Co-host, Dr. Dan Diaco, Esquire, of Council.
Co-host, J. Diaco, Esquire, the Spitting Cobra,
of Council.
Rhett, the Filthy Ginger, video editor.
Yeah, back here wiring up. It's Mini Macho.
The BRN agent, Thomas Buttoned Up B.
And for everything else, go to thebubbaarmy.com.
Now, time for the legal disclaimer.
Exactly.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this show without express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
We must dissuade him of this delusion.
Until next time, always remember.
I repeat hello.